One here down the channel, it's on stick on the counter! And from despair to delight, the City fans celebrate. Would you believe it? Silver again, Balotelli, pinball, Toure! Manchester City have one hand on the Etihad Cup. Manchester United have done all they can. That Rooney goal was enough for the 3 points. Manchester City is still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again. And watch it, break it in. There's a good try. Oh, incredible! Etihad Wanderers! Right from the start. That is stunning. Manchester City have done it! Once, twice, 3 times the champions! Champions of Europe finally! History made in Istanbul! The treble complete! The greatest story in club history has an ending! And what a final chapter!
Hello everybody and welcome back to another typical City watch-along. Arsenal, eh? They're not going away. They're not going anywhere, are they? Arsenal, bloody hell, we're in a proper title race. This one looks like it's going to the wire. We've got to do our job. That's all we've got to focus on. We've got to do our job against Wolves today, and it's going to be a tricky, awkward fixture that's just a bit... Don't like it. I don't like this fixture, but I'm feeling positive because we're at the Etihad. I do feel like home advantage is going to play a big part in this title running. The fact that we've got our last game of the season at home is great news. Today, of course, is this makes it our second to last game of the season to play at the Etihad. So it's getting really tight in this title race. And Arsenal, you've got to take your hats off to them. They keep going. They keep going, don't they? There are some bit of dodgy decisions today. I thought there was a few decisions that went their way. But, I mean, we've had a few go our way this season, so I don't want to put it all down to refereeing decisions, but they are starting to make a difference in this stage of the season. Hopefully we get a few refereeing decisions go our way today. But, yeah, team news. Only one real change from my preview for Wolves, and that's Bueno coming in instead of Matt Doherty. Jose Sarr between the sticks, Semedo, Max Kilman and Totti Gomez. Ryan Aït-Nouri's playing as well as Bueno. Now, where Semedo plays and Ryan Aït-Nouri plays, I don't actually know. I've gone for Ryan Aït-Nouri as a right wing-back. He could quite easily be playing either left wing-back or right-sided centre-back, and Bueno's right-sided wing-back. I'm not too sure, but they played Semedo right wing-back against City in the reversed fixture. But Ryan Aït-Nouri suits that role more so for me, but he normally plays left wing-back, so maybe he's on the right. Anyway, midfield, João Gomez, Mario Lemina and Boubacar Traore, Matheus Cunha and Hwang up front, the lad who should have been sent off in that reverse fixture as well, mind you. Don't forget that. We lost as well. And that's something I didn't mention in the preview, and I had every intention of mentioning it. I just forgot. Forgot a lot of things in that preview, to be honest. I forgot Manuel Akanji even existed in that preview. It's a bit of a shit show, really, wasn't it? Manuel Akanji should absolutely start. I put that as the pinned comment from a preview because I was like, why didn't I put Akanji in? How's he not starting? And of course he starts today. understandably so. He's been in great form. That's one thing I didn't mention in the preview. But yeah, with regards to Wolves, the fact that we've lost to them, the other thing I didn't mention in the preview is the fact that there's always a team every year, a random team as well, some middling team that seems to do the double over us. Every year there's a team that does the double over us, and I'm praying it's not bloody Wolves this season. Because last season was Brentford, the year before that was Palace. You know, we've had random teams do the double over us, and I just please don't let it be Wolves. Don't let it be anybody. To be honest, I mean, Wolves are the last team that could have a possible chance of actually doing the double over us. So hopefully that's not going to be the case. But anyway, team news for City. Ederson in goal. Walker, Ake and Gvardiol. Akanji, Rodri. Bernardo Silva, I'm assuming, is on the right. Kovacic must be playing a little bit further up with Akanji behind him in defensive midfield. Alongside De Bruyne, Kovacic must be sitting there. That therefore means Foden on the left, which is interesting. Interesting's a polite way of putting it. A little bit odd, to be honest. I'm baffled at that. It's just a case of making sure Foden... Pep, this screams of, I want Kovacic on the pitch, I want Bernardo Silva on the pitch, I want De Bruyne on the pitch, and I want Foden on the pitch, and this is the best way for all four players that are in form. All four of them are in form, really. Bernardo Silva scored goals recently as well. And, I mean, Foden throughout the season. De Bruyne's two assists in the previous game. Kovacic has played very well. And it's a case of playing in all four. And this is the best shape, because you're not putting Kovacic on the wing, are you? So that sort of forces Pep's hand. You're not going to put De Bruyne on the wing. So that's... Foden's either on the right and Bernardo Silva on the left. I'm not sure. Or vice versa. We'll have to wait and see. That's David Silva, mate. Absolute legend. David Silva's in the Etihad. Mate, I was emotional when he was going, talking about his lad. And there's his lad who was prematurely born. Really, really dangerous situation for his lad. And it was such a brilliant sight to see him now walking onto the pitch with his lad. But at the time, Pep sent him on his way. I remember Kevin De Bruyne scoring that goal and doing that, signifying 21, David Silva's shirt number. I remember it really well. And it was emotional because the whole Etihad just erupted. I was in the ground at the time. I remember just sitting there and just thinking, like, my lad had just been born as well. So just becoming a father myself, it was hitting home. You know, it was hitting home, just the fright that David Silva must have gone through. But his lad came through it happy and blue as well, considering he's now a Manchester City fan by the looks of things. So good luck to the lad and David Silva, of course. And Erling Haaland up front, by the way. I didn't finish the team news, did I? I just got interrupted by David Silva. But good to see the chat, as always. Let's have a see who's in here. Mahmood was in here early. Dudley as well. He's gone 3-1 City. Mate, I'd love that. Abdel's confident with a clean sheet, thinking it's going to be 2-0. Take it. Any win, really. Any win will do. Absolutely. Adam Lee, good to see you, mate, as well. Let's smash Wolves, section 20. Always good to see you, mate. Eric as well. Although you are an Arsenal fan, you are welcome in here. Just, mate. Do one, Eric. No, I'm joking, mate. You're welcome in here, but you're clearly here to support Wolves. Mate. Anyway, how you doing, Eric? You messaged me halfway into the season asking for tips on... You were considering starting a YouTube channel. Have you thought about it? Have you taken any steps to going ahead with it? Let us know, mate, in the chat if you have. K-Line's gone 19-0. That's a reasonable scoreline, isn't it? Yeah, you've had a few to drink, mate, haven't you? Clearly. Jeff's in the chat. I always feel reassured when I see you now, Jeff. When I see you, I feel like, oh, Jeff's in the chat. You just chill me out, mate. You're just that good luck charm, aren't you? Oh, Jeff's in the chat where we can all rest now. Kevin as well. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing good, Kevin. Muddy Duck. Jan. Here we go again. Squeaky bottom time. It is indeed, Jan. Yep, absolutely. Scott as well. Ardash, good to see you, mate. Ben Diff as well. Ruben Diaz not starting is worrying. Possibly. I mean, yeah, I was a bit surprised to see him start, but it's like, well, he's gone with the informed players, really, hasn't he? Because Ake and Akanji, I mean, should Diaz be starting ahead of either of them? I'd probably say no. I'd put him in my preview, another little brain fart of mine, but honestly, I agree with what Pep's done thinking about it. You know, I mean, that preview was a joke, really, wasn't it? Oh, never mind. But yeah, Eric, what you saying, mate? My semester ended yesterday. I'm outlining your channel to start over the summer break. I'll have more time to work on things like video editing. Thanks for asking. Hope you are well. Cheers, mate. Yeah, good. Hope your channel, if you take it off, No time like now, mate. Get it. Just do it. Just jump in head first, mate. Don't delay. Don't procrastinate. Just jump in, mate, and do it. You'll have fun. Isa as well. Good to see you. Marie's in the chat as well. Hirko. Hellos. Yep. Good to see you. 3-1 City. You've gone for. Teams are out. Not gonna lie. I am pretty worried, to be honest. It's just nerve-wracking, isn't it, this stage of the season? I mean, I can feel the sweat, just like, not good at all. Not good at all. But we can do this. We're going to do this. Haaland's going to get an early goal and settle the nerves. We've just got to watch out for that counter-attack. You know, that's the pace that they've got. I mean, I'm looking at the Sky Sports team here, what they've done. They've gone for Semedo as right wing-back and Aït-Nouri as left wing-back, which is something I thought as a possibility, but Semedo's been playing centre-back as of late. Just turning the brightness down so it doesn't have my face lighting up random colours throughout the stream. Shadow Viper, big up Blues, good to see you, mate. Ankit, Abdi as well, 3-0. Bam Bam's in the chat, good to see you, Bam Bam. I love saying your name, it's fun. Bam Bam. And Renegade as well. Come on, Blues, let's do this. Let's do this. Because next week, we get that opportunity to play first, don't we? With how the fixtures have fallen. In the next week, we've got... we play first Saturday lunchtime away at Craven Cottage against Fulham. And then Arsenal obviously go away to Old Trafford. And obviously, I mean, I know you don't have any, but if you had a United shirt, you'd probably pop it on, wouldn't you? Just for that 90 minutes. And if you do own a United shirt, please, you know where that little cross is on the top right-hand corner of your screen? Click it, and I'll see you later. But, I'm joking. But anyway, yeah, come on, game's about to get underway. The referee's teasing me as he always does. Come on, Blues. Teasing. And we're off. Game's underway, lads. Come on. So, yep, I got it right. Sky Sports, BBC, you can eat shit. Ryan Aït-Nouri, right wing back. Semedo looks like he's playing centre back. Stick with typical City. Sky Sports, eh? What do they know? What do they know? But we'll see. But long ball up attempted already. Akanji's nodded it down. And Bernardo Silva into the path of hot. De Bruyne, he's in the pen. Oh, De Bruyne's touch, mate. What an opportunity. De Bruyne holds his hands to his face. And 30 seconds in, and that was a genuine opportunity with an unbelievable pocket of space for Kevin De Bruyne on the edge of the area. He tries to bring it under... Well, he actually tries to lay it off to Haaland first time, and his touch was poor. And it gets back to him. And then the second touch was poor as well. Ryan Aït-Nouri coming down that right wing. And he's away. Ryan Aït-Nouri's in. Edison's coming out. Heads it out for a throw-in. Little dink over the top. And there you go. That's what I meant. That's something I did get right in the preview. Was him. You know, his counter-attacking threat. He's a quality player on his day. He can go missing defensively. But he hasn't got that many defensive duties to do today. Well, he will because it's City. But in terms of like being a right wing-back, he's not right back. He's right wing-back. So he's way up the pitch now. And he's barely getting back. So he's going to be an out ball, and he's onto it straight away as well. Gvardiol's intercepted that one. Foden with a lovely little flick, but it was a little bit ostentatious, and he's given it away to Ryan Aït-Nouri. But he's gone back. Jeff with the super chat. Thank you very much, Jeff. Haaland goal, first 10 minutes. City 4, Wolves 0. Come on, Jeff. Come on, Jeff. But yeah, did anyone... what does everyone think of the Arsenal result? What do you think of the some of the refereeing decisions? Oh, Jose Sarr's pissing about with it, and he's booted it out for a throw-in. Some sloppy touches from both teams early on here. But it's a throw-in way down the pitch for City, but they've gone back to Kovacic. But yeah, some dodgy decisions in that Arsenal game. And I'm not really one big one to complain about the referee, and I try not to do that as much, unless it's glaringly obvious. But I did think Bournemouth had a goal ruled out in that game that was an absolute farce of a refereeing decision. I mean, the guy just like touched Raya, the goalkeeper, nudged him, and they've given a foul, and it goes in off the rebound. It was never a foul. If anything, VAR should have got involved in that decision. It should have been a penalty to Bournemouth or give them the goal, because they don't want the goal disallowed, so they have to take a penalty. So surely you give the advantage in that situation, and VAR say, no, you should overrule it. You should have seen that as a penalty, then given the advantage because they scored. No one wants a goal ruled out and have to take a penalty again. And that's what should have happened. But instead, free kick to Arsenal. And they go and make it 3-0. And that was with like 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes to go. And their penalty for lovely ball that attempted there. But Haaland was asking for a little bit of pace to be taken off that pass. But City are looking okay. Little opportunity in that first 30 seconds is still in the back of my mind. I'm not going to lie. I was thinking about that. De Bruyne, mate, that was a real opportunity, and it's just like he wasn't switched on. He couldn't believe he was getting the ball in such unbelievable space so early into the game. But that's woken him up, you'd imagine. Nori trying to take on Gvardiol. He's coming inside. That's one thing I will say. He is left-footed, isn't he? So he will want to drift inwards a little bit, and he is playing in field right now. Don't know why I'm focusing on him so much, but I think he's got a big role to play. Haaland's found a big pocket of space. Kevin De Bruyne is in. Oh, De Bruyne again, mate. What are you doing? Kevin, mate, how long did you think you had then? It was a great ball from Haaland. De Bruyne, you think, touch, bang, hit it, mate. He tried to beat the defender. You got to get your shot away there, Kevin. That's two golden opportunities. Golden opportunities. And Kevin spurned them both. Shit. Cheers for the super chat, Jan. Much appreciated. Foden to score with Haaland to get a hat-trick. Oh, I'd love it, Jan. I'd love it. So, yeah, what's everyone think about the decisions? I wasn't happy. I'm not going to lie. Another sloppy touch from Semedo this time, but no one there to get on the end of it because it was always going back towards his own goal, so he just went back and got it. Long ball up. Akanji brings it down. City looking all right, you know, just that little moment there. Oh, Akanji gives it away as soon as I say that. Who shall I say shit today then? Because every time I call a City player shit, well, I don't call them shit, do I? But, you know, every time I call a player or call out a City player for having a bad game, they've done this wrong, they've done that wrong, they find the back of the net within a minute of me saying these words that exit my mouth. So, which player shall I say? Because, I mean, Kevin De Bruyne has had a stinker so far. He's had an absolute stinker. And that's pretty... 5 minutes in, it's been 2 touches from Kevin De Bruyne that it should have got a shot away, at least in one of them. Cunha bringing it forward. City trying to get numbers back. They do. Rodri's snapping away at his heels like a turtle. What are those turtles that snap? It's in the name, isn't it? Aren't they called snapping turtles? Isn't that their name? That was Rodri right then. Snapping turtle. Bloody vicious, them things, aren't they? Don't know where that came from. Just a bit of David Attenborough information. There's the opportunity. Haaland brings it down lovely. Lays it off to Kevin De Bruyne, and he takes an eternity to get his shot away. He's got to just fizz one in. And there's Gary O'Neill in the stands, by the way, not in the dugout. He's serving a one-match suspension. So he's not in the dugout, which is an advantage because he's a good manager. Clara, good to see you. Weren't Forest the ones who appointed a referee critic? They were, and they've got rid of him. They've got rid of him as of this week, 2 days ago, yesterday, in fact, I think it might be. That Mark Clattenburg has left his position at Nottingham Forest, which was the most embarrassing job role I've ever seen in football. Do you know what I mean? It's like the most pointless job forever. It's like hiring someone, the corner flag inserter. Like, do you know what I mean? The most pointless fucking job. Just give it the fucking groundsman. Do you know what I mean? Like any sort of random job like that. Refereeing critic, like whatever the job role was. Shite. Utter bollocks. It really was. Can you think, what's the most random footballing job you can think of? Because obviously painting the lines, sticking the corner flag, it's all down to the groundsman. But there must be some random jobs in a football club. But yeah, all City so far. Walker with the ball. Back to Nathan Ake. Rodri. How do you think Rodri's been playing lately? I think he's been good, but not at his best, in my opinion. I think he could do better, you know, because his standards are just ridiculous, aren't they? Bernardo Silva, ball in, cleared. Out to Gvardiol, who lays it to Rodri, who nearly smashes one in the top corner. Would you? That would be typical, wouldn't it? It would be typical. Typical City. Subscribe. Just seeing as I said that, I don't know where that came from. But yeah, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. And subscribe if you're new for more Manchester City content. Rodri rifling one over the bar there. I think that was accidentally laid off to him by Gvardiol. I think he was trying to bring it under control with his studs. And as he did it, it sort of spun off the outside of his boot and went to Rodri, who just drilled one over the bar. Long ball up. Walker's underneath it. He's one we've got to watch out for, Cunha. He's just going to be drifting around that Rodri area. If we were defending, he's drifting around in that defensive midfield, City's defensive midfield position, just a number 10 role. And he's a good player, you know. I rate him highly. I think he's a very good player. He's physical as well. He's technical. He's well-rounded. And he's created quite a few chances for Hwang this season. So, could do without that today. Could do without that. Good to see you, Big M. Okay. Kovacic. All the way over to Bernardo Silva. Down the line to Walker, who's come forward on the underlap. Walker back to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva out into Kevin De Bruyne. Foden. Fast football from City. They've upped the tempo a little bit, but they're going to have to slow it down now because Wolves are looking ready to pounce there. They do slow it down. Kevin De Bruyne into Foden. They're back into action, Manchester City. Bernardo Silva crosses it, and it's Gvardiol. That's a penalty, referee! That's a penalty, referee! He's giving it under pressure from the City players, and he's giving it... Gvardiol gets his shot away. That's the issue with this. Penalty to City. It's one of them. You know, in my eyes, I don't like it when a player gets his shot away and then is fouled. But it is he clattered him. He absolutely clattered him. I mean, that's his... Yeah, he's absolutely leathered him. So, I mean, it should really be a penalty. But I've always thought if you get your shot away and then you're fouled, I don't think... You know, when a sliding tackle comes in and the player gets his shot away, they rarely get given when the shot gets taken. That's the difference. This is never going to get overturned. There's no way this is going to get overturned. Who remembers... was it Nelson or was it Saka? I can't remember who got fouled last season at the Emirates against Arsenal. 1-0 up. They get it back to 1-1 with a penalty where they get the shot away and it's cleared off the line. And then they go back and give the penalty because Edison went into, I think it was Reece Nelson? I can't remember. Was it Nketiah? I can't remember who was up front. It might have been Nketiah, who got fouled by Edison. That was not a penalty for me because he got his shot away. Do you know what I mean? If that goes in... It's like, I don't know. I don't know. I'll take it, by the way. I'm absolutely not complaining. But this is... Jeff, you nearly got it right, Jeff. Because Haaland's taking this penalty, so if he was to score, but you've just missed your mark, mate. You said 10 minutes, didn't you, Jeff? Let's have a look at your super chat. Haaland goal, first 10 minutes, City 4, Wolves 0. Jeff, the big man, says it himself. But you're 1 minute late, Jeff. If he scores, last 5 penalties for Erling Haaland have all found the back of the net. One of them was a bit dodgy, to be honest, central. I don't know why the keeper has obviously dived the other way for that one, but come on, Erling. Come on, Erling. Come on, Erling. Come on, big man. Fucking hell, shit, you know, this is massive, this. Absolutely massive. Haaland stands above it. Oh, I hate it when they do that. When the player does that, you can tell they're just nervous. Haaland buries it. 1-0 Manchester City. Come on, Blues. Come on, Blues. Early lead. You can just hear the deflation going round Woolwich. Arsenal fans just... We go again. We go again. Come on, Blues. Haaland with the old thumbs up celebrate. I love that, mate. I'm a big fan of stupid faces and thumbs up. That is exactly my sort of body language. I like it. Haaland buries it. I mean, he didn't get it right in the corner, but he sent Jose Sarr the other way. So, I mean, if Jose Sarr dives the right way, he's saving that. But it doesn't matter because he sent him the wrong way. 1-0, Manchester City. And Gvardiol was there just next to Pep because he's waiting to come back on because he's received a bit of a whack, hasn't he? Talk shite is crying, is it? Mike? That surprises me. You surprise me, Mike. Talk Sport, the biggest Manchester City radio station in the world. Don't know if you noticed the sarcasm in my voice. And we go 1 point behind Arsenal. We need to get some goals as well, really, because we could do with closing this goal difference down, really. It's going to be difficult, though. What, 4 games to go? 10 goals behind. Is that what we are behind? I'm sure we're 10 goals behind. Nine now, sorry, because 10 before the game. 9, seeing as we've scored. So if we can get that back to... If we could win 5-0 today or something like that, get it back to 4, then, you know, go away to Fulham, win that 3-0. We could afford to draw a game, and as long as we spank West Ham on the last day of the season, we could afford to draw the Spurs game. But, I mean, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Can you imagine winning the title on goal difference? That would be the biggest dagger in the heart of Arsenal fans. Not just because of how close it is, but it also sends another message. The message one is you should have come to the Etihad and not been so soft in defending, trying to draw, make sure we don't lose. You know, they should have come to the Etihad and tried to beat us. You know, I said they would regret it. They still might not regret it. You know, if they go and win the league, then why would they regret it? They'd be buzzing. It turns out to be a great performance, that 0-0 at the Etihad. Kovacic chasing that. He's going to get in. But he could have gone down then. Could have gone down. And he chose to stay on his feet. Kilman, it looked like he stuck his leg out. And if that's Kai Havertz, he's going down like a sack of shit. Isn't he? Jeff gifted the membership. Jeff, you're an absolute legend, mate. Who's got that? Isa, mate. Isa, I'm buzzing you've got it, mate. I am buzzing you've got it, mate. You've been a proper supportive on this channel for a long time. So if anyone deserved that membership, it's you, mate. So appreciate Jeff for giving it you, and I'm buzzing that you went and picked it up. Foden, he's taking the ball away. Intercepted. Ryan Aït-Nouri, though, he's sick of saying his name, to be honest. But he's a good player. I heard City were targeting him. I can't remember who it was, but I heard a City fan, I can't remember who it was, nailing him, saying they hate him. I can't remember who it was. But I actually think he's a good player. Akanji at the back. Ooh, thought his touch was a bit loose then. De Bruyne now. Come on, big man. Kevin De Bruyne out to Bernardo Silva. Back to De Bruyne. Ball in is woeful. But De Bruyne's shot is also woeful. It's been a bit of a poor performance from Kevin De Bruyne so far. That's like 4 opportunities. 2 then, in the space of about 3 seconds. But the ball in was, I mean, that was just like wild football. Rash, to say the least. But, yeah, that Kovacic one back then. Kai Havertz went down for the penalty. I thought that was soft. Another one that was soft. It's one he just stuck his leg out. I mean, De Bruyne, he's giving it away again, Kevin De Bruyne. But Haaland's won it back. Kovacic has got it now. And he's giving it away. We need them 2 in midfield. We need them 2 ticking. We can't have them 2 messing about in midfield today. You know, Kovacic has not done very little wrong. He was just, and to be honest, what he was trying was good. Trying to find Foden, thread that ball into the channel for Foden. But De Bruyne needs to up his game a little bit, I must admit. But his positional sense has been brilliant. Rodri on the edge of the area. Bernardo Silva now. Coming inside onto his left foot. Dinks it back post. It's Haaland with a header, and it's big save from Jose Sarr. Shit. That was 2-0. I thought that was 2-0. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne on the ball. He's been tackled. And the referee says play on. I thought he was caught on it, mate. Kevin. He's sticking his arms out like, why is that not a foul? I mean, you were caught on the ball a bit, mate. How's your health? Franz asks. It's okay. I've still got a horrible cough, mate, but I'm totally fine in myself. There will be a coughing fit at some point in this video. It's not gone. It's mad how long it lasts. My son is only just getting rid of it, and I don't want to talk about it anymore, because, I mean, you guys must be so bored of it. My missus is absolutely sick of me whinging about my cough. She's so sick of me. Generally, I think, just being a City fan, I think she's sick of me. Anyone who's wondering why, it's because she's a diehard United fan, but, yeah, picked a good one. She is a good one. But, yeah, this cough's been quite helpful, to be honest, because there was a moment where I couldn't even speak. Foden, he's in. Oh, he was looking for Haaland. He was trying to square that ball, but I mean, I don't think Haaland was going to get on the end of it. We've still got the ball. Gvardiol just trickery, little good footwork. De Bruyne's ball in. Haaland underneath it, and he's missed it. Oh, De Bruyne's ball was good then. Rodri. City are looking for a second early, and if we get it, we can start thinking about goal difference. We can start thinking, well, can we? No, with this Premier League season, it's just been a mad one, hasn't it? I mean, 2-0 is not done. We were 2-0 up against Palace, don't forget. So we've got to get a third, really, and then we can start thinking about goal difference. 2-0 is just that old chestnut. It's not a safe scoreline, is it? 2-0. Walker, Rodri. We're dominating this game, though, I must admit. We're playing some good football. Lovely ball! Bernardo Silva coming in. Oh, Bernardo, mate, you'd beaten him. You didn't need to beat him again. It was a lovely ball, thread down the inside channel between the centre-back and the left centre-back. And it was Kovacic's ball, beautifully found, Bernardo Silva. And Bernardo Silva was almost in at that point, but he decides to try and cut back into his left foot and go past Bueno again. And that he should have just carried on the ball, let that ball run across your body and get your shot away. He tried to beat him again. I mean, we've had some golden opportunities on the edge of their area. That one was a big one. De Bruyne has had 2 or 3. Now, Haaland with the header. It could and should be 2-0, really. Come on, City. Come on, City. How much do I think City will drop off when Pep leaves? A reasonable amount, sadly. There will be a season, at least one season, probably, where we might... I mean, depends, really. If we come away from a season, the post-Pep season, the season after Pep leaves, whoever the manager is, and we win a trophy with that manager, that'll be an unbelievable job for that manager. Unbelievable. Because I fully expect Manchester City to go trophyless that first season without Pep. Because it'll just be such a shock to the system. It's a free kick. Rodri with good midfield play, and Cunha's brought him down. Dangerous area, crossing position more than shooting, to be honest, but it's a good crossing position. But yeah, no, I expect City to have a tough time after Pep. You know, I just hope we don't. We learn the lessons from, you know, losing Wenger. But Wenger was kicked out of the club, really, by the fans. They were like, get him out, get him out. Whereas Fergie was like, please don't go. Please don't go. And they were right, because they've been a shower of shit ever since he left. And that's the lessons we need to learn, is how Arsenal handled the departure of Wenger and how United handled... They brought Moyes in as a scapegoat, didn't they? So I think City will have so much forward thinking. De Bruyne steps over it. Foden takes the free kick. He whips it. He went for the goal, mate. He went for a shot there. He shouldn't have done that, Phil. You got to look for someone there, mate. And I mean, even if he gets it on target, I think Jose Sarr has that covered. But yeah, no. 66. I can't pronounce you. Kaiser Soze. Oh, Kaiser Soze. Yeah. When the words are mushed together, I'm terrible at reading words that are mushed together. But yeah, no, I'm worried about the season after Pep. I haven't heard what the general pundits are saying about it being a penalty, by the way. If anyone can educate me in the chat to tell me what the general opinions were from non-City fans, whether that was a penalty or not, because I think it was a penalty. I mean, it's one of them. He clattered him, mate. He absolutely went through him. Walker, take it easy. Akanji cools the situation down, but Walker looked like he was panicking then, and he gets it back to Ederson. I think that's the first time Ederson's touched the ball. There was a little graphic that came on the screen a minute ago from Sky Sports saying that City have had 52 passes in the final third of Wolves, in Wolves' half, and Wolves have had 1. So that reiterates the dominance of Manchester City. Walker coming through the middle. Get off it, Kyle, mate. Give it to someone who can dribble. Kovacic has been caught on the ball here. And Wolves are coming away with it. Walker's out of position. He's got to go centre-back. Akanji's gone right back. Bernardo Silva's getting back to help. Kovacic and Rodri gets a foot in, and that's a foul, referee. Kovacic getting caught on the halfway line there, and this is going to be the game, lads. We can't be affording to give it away in positions like that because, thankfully, Wolves have been pretty average so far. Let's get it right. Every time they've come forward, they've been a bit lacklustre, but it only takes one opportunity. And, you know, we don't want to be gifted in them, you know. Pep is going to Barca. That's why Laporta extended Xavi one more year because Pep contract expires in 2025. I'll be surprised at that. Pep has multiple times has said he ain't going to Barcelona. He's not going back to any club. I don't know what he does after this. Lovely ball down the line for Haaland, but he's on his own. That's a foul, referee. I don't know why it's not a foul because he didn't get the ball and he stood on Haaland's foot. Fucking hell, this ref's letting a lot go. What is it? Is it Dawson? I think that's his name. Terrible with referee names. But yeah, I'd be surprised. Nah, he ain't going back to Barca. Can't see that. He's already said he's not going to go. So I mean, he's going to go against his word if he does. Nori coming inside on that left foot. Back to Lamina. Bueno. Looking for Hwang. Ake's got to win it. He does. Gets it back to Edison with a vital toe. Big stretched left boot of Nathan Ake. Gets enough on the ball to send it back to Edison. But they found that channel, and it's Hwang who's offering the out ball through those channels. We've got to be careful, lads, because Wolves are knocking it about now. They've had a couple of passes in the last 30 seconds or so. They've got the ball now, coming forward with it. Traore. Out to Semedo. Traore. Totti. Cunha. Knocking it about, Wolves. Come on, Blues. Let's get that ball back. Let's get that ball back and bore everybody. Let's bore everybody by passing the opposition to death. Like we do. You know, boring City. Winning. Hey, I love every second of it. Absolutely love it. Ball in. It's not cleared. Ball still in. Edison collects it. It was a soft cross, and thankfully any Wolves player near. And Ake, with a vital bit of defending from the first cross that comes in, just does enough to put Hwang off. And it was Bueno's cross in the end that it was collected by Edison. Little warning that. I think that little passage of play, that last couple of minutes, bit of a warning from City that Wolves can play. I've said that in my preview. I've said that they can knock it about. They're a good footballing side. Kovacic thought about dinking it over to his Croatian teammate. Nearly went then. When you feel it go, when my cough goes, it's like a sudden word, and the word will just break. You know what I mean? My voice will just go, die. And if I carry on speaking, it goes. Foden. Lovely. Philip. Oh. Nearly, I think a defender just gets a toe on it just to take it out of his path and knock it further ahead than he wants it to, and it gets collected by Jose Sarr. But the awareness of Phil to realise he's in a little pocket of space to take it on the half turn, dribble at the Wolves defenders and start taking them on. He gets into the penalty area and a little toe gets it out of his path. But come on, City. 295 in the building, nearly 300 people watching. If you haven't dropped a like on the stream, please do. And consider subscribing if you're new as well, please. It really helps. Rodri. De Bruyne now. Big pocket of space. He's looking for Haaland. He fires it behind him. Haaland has to take it on his right foot and slow it down. And that sort of set the tempo for the move, and Haaland then gives it away. Very nonchalantly from Haaland there, to be honest. But, I mean, it all starts with De Bruyne playing it behind Erling Haaland rather than playing it in front of Erling Haaland so he can take it in his stride and get a shot away. Mullet, Kev is stinking here. He's not having a great game at the minute, I must admit. President Mellon, class jumper. Cheers, mate. Thanks very much. Rodri. Gvardiol. Into Kovacic. 1-2 back with Gvardiol. Lovely one-touch football from City. Foden. Looking for Gvardiol. The pass was a difficult one to get right. Foden's got to get back now. And they've slowed the game down a bit, Wolves here. Semedo's stood there with his arms out like, what is going on? And he looks confused. He was expecting something different there, but City have slowed it down. Wolves still got the ball though, and Semedo's got it now down the right side. Ball in! Oh, fucking hell. I thought Ederson was going to be underneath it. Handball. Haaland's giving it away. I thought it clipped the hand of Lamina. Wolves are purring here. They're going to equalise if we're not careful here. We've had a little warning sign. Passages of play from Wolves have started to formulate here. And we need to be careful because they've got the ball into the box a couple of times now. Threaded ball down to Hwang, which Ake had to get a toe on. A cross came in from Bueno on the left side. Ederson had to collect it. That was after a cross came in. Another ball in then from Semedo. Hwang was underneath it. And here comes Hwang. He's in the penalty area. He gets the ball in. And Gvardiol's at the back post and clears it. But it's not going to be gone for long because that ball's coming back in from Bueno. It's ball in and Gvardiol again with a big booming header at the back post clears it. Fucking hell, Blues. Come on. Get hold of this game now. Let's get hold of that ball and calm it down. We've lost it. We've lost our heads here a little bit. Half an hour gone. I feel like Kevin's played a big role in this game, not being as comfortable as it should be. You know, it should be 2-0 at least from that first 10-15 minutes. And now we're looking like we're under the cosh a little bit here. We're going to have to... hopefully we can mount a counter-attack because the fact that Wolves are coming out and playing as assertively as this and as aggressive as they are, there's surely going to be gaps at the back when they give the ball away. So make the most of it. But we haven't got any players who on this pitch is going to hit them, other than Haaland and Walker. Who's going to hit them with a counter-attack? Kevin De Bruyne again is giving it away. A little opportunity then to counter, and Kevin slowed it down and just had the ball taken off him. And there's Rodri. You see that there? Rodri's just shouted something to Kevin De Bruyne, and he's gone like that to Kevin De Bruyne, and De Bruyne's done that to him. Little bit of nerves and like a little bit of arguments, little body language like that. Rodri was right. Normally Rodri's quite aggressive with his body language and his gesturing, and sometimes he's a bit overly negative towards his teammates. But Rodri was absolutely right, telling De Bruyne, and he obviously shouted Kevin, okay, no one's on you, mate. Ederson's ball. And Rodri just said, calm down. He must have said, Kevin, calm down. And Kevin De Bruyne, he's still having a pop at Rodri. Kevin, mate, Rodri's right, mate. You've got to sort your game out. The frustration comes from the nerves. And these nerves are now are being evident in the way that we're playing because we know we need a second. And I saw Phil Foden's celebration when we got that penalty. That was just like, when the referee gave it, it was just like, fucking yes. Early goal is exactly what we needed, and we've got it. So don't waste this opportunity. Kyle Walker! Free kick's been given, thankfully, because that was caught on the ball. Right down this touchline here. He waited for it. He kept the ball underneath him. He had nowhere to go. And Cunha sort of like nudges him a little bit. City are just all over the place all of a sudden. The passing's just gone. Wolves are knocking it about, and Akanji with a big tackle. Rodri slows it down, gets that ball out to Gvardiol. Rodri on the ball now. Slow it down, Rodri. Man on, mate. Man on. Man on. And he keeps the ball really well there. Well done, Rodri. Really good, that. Really good. Back to Kovacic and now Gvardiol. Inside to Rodri. Man on! For fuck's sake, boys! Gvardiol's ball there. I mean, Rodri is not to blame for that. Gvardiol passes it to him. The pass was barely on. And even then, you could hear there was no shout for man on. I imagine the 50-odd thousand City fans probably shouted man on, but it was too late. And De Bruyne is trying to press and win that ball back off Lamina. And City have got the ball back thanks to Haaland. That's a foul, referee! And he's giving it. Another free kick in a dangerous area. Crossing, though. Can we cross it this time, Phil? Let's not shoot from there. Ridiculous to be having a shot from there. Let's get a crossing. That's a fucking yellow card as well, mate. He's absolutely... Luckily, Kovacic tried to stay on his feet. But if he was one of these play actors there, Kovacic, if he goes down writhing around in pain on the floor, that's a yellow card. Kevin is just playing another Sunday beach game. He's not at his best, I must admit. But, you know, Kevin De Bruyne can just pop up with a magical moment of just sheer, unadulterated quality. You know, and we need that. We need that, Kevin. He's had a stinker. And he steps over it this time. De Bruyne, ball, back post. Jose Sarr, he's fumbled! Referee gives a free kick, because of course he does. Because you can't even breathe on goalkeepers nowadays. If you fart near a goalkeeper, yellow card. Yellow card. It's a joke, man. They are a protected species. I would say that was probably close to a foul, but still. Yeah, he jumps into the goalkeeper, so I'd say that is a foul. But, I mean, really, I go back to the Alisson one against Liverpool at the Etihad earlier this season. Akanji, that was nowhere near the level of impact that he just had on Jose Sarr. Akanji on Alisson, he was just like, meh, just like a little touch, like nothing. And while everyone goes on about the Doku situation, the Doku foul on McAllister at Anfield, while everyone goes on about that as the decision that's decided this season, apparently that's the one decision that everyone thinks is decided where the Premier League title is going to go this year. No one talks about the ones that are going against City. That one, I just gave you an example. The Grealish through on goal. Do you know what I mean? And then Spurs against Spurs and referee blows while Grealish is one-on-one. Yeah, and there's no guarantee that Grealish was going to finish it. It's not the point. It's not the point. Throw into Wolves on this right-hand side. De Bruyne's chasing down Jose Sarr. They're playing out from the back here, but they've given it away a couple of times, Wolves, in trying to do so. And they've done it again. Akanji's touch is poor, though. Rodri steps in. Beautiful from Rodri. Got to give that Phil Foden. Give it Phil. He's gone to Rodri. Back post, though. Haaland. Haaland! He's buried it! It's 2-0. There you go. My throat just caves in. Because Haaland, it's worth every bit of pain. It's worth every bit of pain. Haaland towers above the centre-back. And I think it's Max Kilman who stood there at the back post looking at Erling Haaland thinking, oh, he's big, isn't he? Towering above the fullback, Erling Haaland, looking at him like, oh, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl. If I did, I would call her. But Erling Haaland, he is a baller. And he is in no doubt going to go to the dugout after this game and call his girlfriend. There is no two ways about it. Erling Haaland has made it 2-0 to Manchester City. Oh, my throat is on fire. Worth it. Love it. Oh, yes. Fucking boom. Wow. Wow, indeed. You literally popped up while I said wow. Isa. 2-0. That's huge. That is huge. It is a tune, isn't it, Mullet? I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl. If I did, I would call her. Yeah, what's the rest of it? I wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat. Yeah. Makes no sense, but it's good, isn't it? Sounds good. Oh, Erling Haaland. Who says he can't head the ball? That's his second header of the game. But that's huge. That's huge, that goal. Buzzing. Job T, Blue Moon. You saw me standing alone. No way am I singing. Not a good idea. But you see what I mean? I'm fine talking. Just, you know what I mean? Like random words. Like I can speak. No problem. I can't really elevate my voice, but I can talk. But then all of a sudden, just like any sort of elevation or like raise my voice at all, like cracks. It's mad. The weirdest illness ever. Ball down the line, De Bruyne. Oh, cross was blocked by Totti. Goldbridge has put a hole in his desk. Is he even doing a watch-along? I don't know. There's been a lot of hate for Goldbridge, hasn't there, lately from City fans? I mean, I don't know what's going on with all the legal stuff. But it's funny, isn't it? It's funny. Ball in, cleared by Kilman. And people are saying it's not true now. That Mark Goldbridge is not receiving legal action. I'm not sure why he himself said he's received legal action. That makes no sense. It seems to me like he let it out and thought, forget it doesn't matter. And then maybe thought about it after they'd aired the video, at which point the amount of people that watch him, it's like, mate, that's clipped up. So many people who have seen that now, there's no getting away from the fact that you've said it. And at that point, it's out in the open. And then they've tried to backtrack a little bit. I don't know. Why say it? If he's trying to say something, if there's some sort of hidden message behind... By the way, I'm not even bothered that it's Mark Goldbridge. The fact that it's Mark Goldbridge is funny. That's what makes it hilarious. But I'm more interested in the fact that what are City doing? If that's the case, why are we sending, like, what's the intentions of these legal threats? It's if they are cease and desists or they are some sort of warnings. I don't know. I don't know what the exact documentation would be that they would send. I've no idea. Ball into Haaland on a hat-trick already. And we could have Jan Super Chat getting it right as well. Oh, he's giving it away. De Bruyne nearly had the ball. Gets the ball. De Bruyne, mate. De Bruyne is getting into some unbelievable positions. His positional awareness has been fantastic. He's just been ghosting into areas. And at that moment, he's just nicked it. He's nicked it off, I think it was Totti. But then his decision-making, and once he gets the ball back, has just not been very uncharacteristically like Kevin De Bruyne. You know, really sloppy once he's got that ball at his feet. And what's also surprised me is the fact that it's taken him so long to get it at his feet. When he gets the ball, it's like he's taking an extra touch to get it under control. Normally with De Bruyne, it's one touch out in front of you and whipping across or get your shot away or thread that ball. He looks like, I don't know. He'll score in this game, knowing De Bruyne, though. He'll score. Billy, first message from Northern Ireland. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing good, Billy. Big up to Northern Ireland. Hope you're well. Foden's been crobbed. Mario Lamina has committed the foul. That's not... I don't know why... it's arguably a yellow, but I mean... There's been 2 or 3 other fouls from Wolves players that would the yellow. If that's a yellow, then they should have 2 or 3 other players. The penalty, for example, was he even booked for that? Because I mean, if that's a foul, it's a yellow card. Because Aït-Nouri absolutely flattened Gvardiol. Half time's approaching. Rodri and Kovacic are having a think. Cheers, Jeff. Send us a link, Jeff. I think they've got medication you can use for the throat herpes. Cheers, Jeff. Send us a link, mate. What do you reckon happens if City get cleared? Would we sue for defamation? I think we're already on the attack, Mullet, by the sounds of it. I imagine they've set their sights on a few big targets that have been doing a lot of defamation. And I imagine a lot of... If Mark Goldbridge is getting it, I imagine he's one of very, very few YouTubers that have actually received something along those lines. And that's purely because of the quantity of people that he speaks to on a daily basis, of which he has said some unbelievable things. And people say, like, oh, you can't say 115, you can't say 1. It's not that. He's outright called us cheats. And I was joking the other day, like, when we were talking about City being boring, though. What I said was Mark Goldbridge likes to, jokingly, saying inciting a riot is what... But you get into that ballpark where, you know, he's not asking people to meet up. in the streets and start smashing buildings up. I know he's not doing that. It's an exaggeration, but that's the ballpark you're talking about when you start getting legal documents that you are able to persuade a way of thinking and generate a narrative that is very damaging to the people and the industry, the people, the business, Manchester City, and the fact that you're talking about them. De Bruyne has got to lay this off, and he's got it to Foden and the ball. What the decision there? He's got to give it Erling Haaland there, and De Bruyne is blaming Haaland, mate. Get your fucking hands down, De Bruyne. Start playing for the team and stop throwing your fucking hands at everyone else when you're the one to blame. Haaland made a great run then. You just thread it in. Haaland goes on the right side of him, and he just little left foot pass there, 10 yards in front of Haaland. But he tries to find this unbelievably difficult ball, and he's got to lift it over a couple of outstretched Wolves' legs to try and find Phil Foden. And Phil Foden's got to try and control it with his hip. And then De Bruyne is throwing his arms at Haaland, mate. What's up with him? Not impressed. I'm not going to lie. I still believe he's going to score, though. But come on, Kevin. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But with regards to City getting cleared, it's going to be like it's like another trophy to me. The celebrations, if we get cleared, are going to be epic. I might go live. I'm really good. Haaland's in. Lovely ball from Kovacic. Haaland one-on-one to make it 3-0 Manchester. And that's a foul and a red card and another penalty. Surely. All day long. And he's bottled it, the referee. He's absolutely bottled it. There is no way that's not a penalty. Haaland's shaking his head in disbelief. If he gets a touch on it, it's an unbelievable bit of defending. But let's have a look. He's nowhere near the ball. Let's have a look. The tackle comes in. It's a fucking red card and a penalty. 3-0, game over. That's it. We'll see you next week, Arsenal. That's that. But no. And if it's Kai Havertz, it's penalty Arsenal. Of course it is. I mean, he did give us a penalty already, to be fair, so I'm not. But I mean, VAR, I've got to look at this because it's a red card. That's the thing. They're checking it, but they're going to be scared because if they give the penalty, it's a red card. Well, is it though? Do they do the double damage? He's kicked his right leg. Haaland plants his right standing leg and he boots it, which makes it... Haaland's right leg's about to hit the ground like that. And then he's looking at it. It's going to be a penalty. Whoa! Yellow with a penalty. You're right, Ryan. Yeah, because it's not a double. They don't do double punishments, do they? So it won't be a red card, will it? I forgot about that. He's looking at it. I don't know why. If he gets sent over, I can't remember the last time a referee went, nah, I disagree, I'm sticking with my decision. I can't remember the last time that happened. Let's have a look. I don't need my ears, I just need to look at that man in black. Go on, mate, turn around, give us your little square sign, and then go boom. Haaland hat-trick. Jan, did you call it, Jan? Jan is the new Jeff. Sorry, Jeff, move aside. That's what you get for accusing me of having throat herpes. You've been replaced, Jeff. You've been replaced, because if Haaland buries this, he's getting a hat-trick. Can't remember what Jan said. Maybe your beard is growing inside out, and it is your throat instead of your face. What the fuck are you talking about, Jeff? But it probably is growing inside out. I get like really long hairs as well. It's like rather than growing inside out, my hairs don't seem to grow individually. They all seem to merge into one giant hair that just wafts in the wind a little bit. It's a yellow card for Nelson Semedo, so he's not been sent off, but it is a penalty to Manchester City. This should cement Erling Haaland as the top goal scorer at the top of the Premier League. Surely now he's going to win the Golden Boot 2 years on the trot. And hopefully it's accompanied with a Premier League title. Because it's rare that the top goal scorer... When is the last time the top goal scorer didn't win the league? It might be quite recently, actually. Because City have won the league many times and we've spread our goals out over lots of players over the years, haven't we? Now we've got a focal point that's our main goal scorer, Erling Haaland. That's different now, isn't it? Haaland steps forward. Oh, he goes the same way, and it's in the back of the net, thankfully. And it's 3-0 Manchester City. That should be the game over. Let's think about goal difference. Eat shit, Arsenal. That's 3-0. Goal difference. Let's claw it back. Let's claw this game back. And we're on to 3 points already at half-time here. Come on, Blues. City! 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 Come on, City. We're 7 behind, Jan. That's right. Yeah, he goes exactly the same way. And what did I say in the previous penalty? That if Jose Sarr goes that way, he saves it. I was wrong. Because he went that way. Haaland puts it in pretty much the same spot. He doesn't really get it in the corner. But the power of the penalty is what beats Jose Sarr this time. Because he actually gets a hand to it. He gets his thumb to it by the looks of it. And it just looks to bend his thumb backwards. And goal. Boom, 3-0. And it's what we deserve. It's exactly what we deserve. The football that we've been playing has been good. The chances we've been creating has been good. Just need to be a little bit more clinical. This could be 4 or 5 at half-time. It should have been, really. But that little flurry, 5 minutes of panic from Wolves, offering a bit of a threat. We dealt with it reasonably well. Ake and Gvardiol with some really important defensive actions in that moment helped us through. Other than that, it's been pure domination from City. But here come Wolves. Can we keep it clean sheet, please, before half-time? Ederson collects it. Thank you very much. Haaland is on fire, and your defence is absolutely terrified. Super FC. Adam, cheers, mate. Yeah, Salah would have been Golden Boot when we won the title. Yeah, I'm sure it's happened a few times, to be honest. But it's usually the Golden Boot gets given to the player. I remember when Robin Van Persie signed for United. I mean, he was the difference, wasn't he? Really, that time they signed him. What a ball that is from Kyle Walker. De Bruyne now. Another opportunity for Kevin De Bruyne. He's got to make it 4-0 here. Oh, they've got... And he's gone wide to Gvardiol. He's slowed it down. And Gvardiol's cross is blocked. De Bruyne, mate. I disagree with where he went with the pass then as well, because I thought Foden made a good run. Gvardiol's powerfully coming through. That's a foul, referee. Well played, Josko Gvardiol. Well played, Josko. Love that, mate. 9 hat-tricks in 2 seasons, Isa. Christ. That's unbelievable, isn't it? 9. Unbelievable. Sell him. Sell him, they said. Well, they. I'm talking about the absolute minority. But sell him. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 300 in the building. Thank you very much for joining. Please drop a like on the stream. And subscribe if you're new as well. And if anyone's interested in becoming a member as well, the link is in the description. Jeff's already very kindly gifted a membership out to Isa. Get access to a load of emojis, City player emojis, Haaland emojis, no doubt. I haven't seen many spammed in the chat. I saw a couple of Haaland emojis in there when he scored, but I think Haaland with a hat-trick needs to be... I'd like to see his face in the chat. De Bruyne's free kick, hard and low, and Cunha tries to control it, but he's cushioned it out for a corner. 4 minutes of stoppage time has passed, but it's a corner to City. This will be the last action of the first half. William with the super chat. Thank you very much, William. City, we're supposed to be better without Haaland. Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. He's been brilliant, Haaland. Ball in. De Bruyne. It's Rodri's header. It's Ake. And it's Gvardiol. He's going to score. Oh, he's fumbling around. And Josko somehow doesn't get that ball under control. And it was a ball over the top. Corner whipped in from De Bruyne. Rodri at the back post nods it across the face of goal. Ake sort of gets underneath it, tries to nod it towards Jose Sarr. Doesn't get much on it. The ball ricochets around, lands to Gvardiol, and he's just tippy-tapping around. The ball's pinballing around between the 2 feet of Josko Gvardiol, and he couldn't get his shot away. And he actually ends up getting something on it to end up sending it towards goal, but nothing on it that would cause Jose Sarr to panic, and he collects that ball. Mullet, thank you very much for becoming a typical City supporter, mate. Really appreciate the support. Thank you very much, mate. Cheers, Mullet. Top man. And you're right, Muddy Duck. That should have been 4-0. But buzzing, mate. 3-0. I was really worried about this game, but City have absolutely done the business. And we're not doing the business casually either, or there was a bit of nerves, understandable nerves. There goes the half-time whistle. Understandable for City to have some nerves in this game, but we shook them off pretty early with that penalty and cracked on. Like I said, that little flurry from Wolves that posed a bit of a threat. A couple of worrying crosses coming into the box that were a little bit alarming. But, I mean, they dealt with it really well. Ake, and who's limping off by the looks of it as well. Hopefully he's all right and we can see him in the second half. But, Ake, Akanji, Gvardiol as well. Brilliant. Brilliant half from Gvardiol. And I tell you what, I've been a bit critical of him, but, I mean, I've always said every time that the first half of the season he didn't hit the ground running quite as well, did he? Josko, and I mean there aren't many players that do that at Manchester City that hit the ground running, apart from Haaland. But he's in a position where it's hard to hit the ground running in a defensive position and at left back. But over the course of the season, little mistakes were creeping into his game. And away at Chelsea, I remember he had a bit of a stinker. Did we beat Burnley 3-1 earlier this season at the Etihad? He gave the ball away for their goal, and it was like the 91st minute, and we were 3-0 up, I'm pretty sure. But it was those sort of mistakes. It didn't affect the result, but Gvardiol was just... And he had a really good game in that game against Burnley, and that was his issue for me. But Gvardiol just seemed like he wanted that extra second or two to deal with whatever the problem was that he was facing in defence. And the Premier League is so fast-paced that it took him a while. But since Christmas, Gvardiol has climbed the ladder in my appreciation, at least anyway, and just the quality that he's shown. He's gone up a notch. And it's not just the goals, because it's easy to compliment a player when they're scoring goals. It's great goals as well. Some of the goals he's scored have been bloody brilliant. The ones at Real Madrid were unbelievable. That header last week against Forest, what a header that was. But his overall composure on the ball, his decision-making, defensive decision-making, and back post positional awareness is really good at the minute. A couple of crosses he's dealt with here as well. Really good. So I'm looking forward to Gvardiol, the future of... He's going to be a Man City player, I'd imagine, for the next 3 or 4 years, barring any sort of personal situations where he doesn't like it in Manchester or something along those lines. If he settles, which he seems to have settled reasonably well... it looks like we've got a player for the next 4 or 5 years and maybe longer, considering his age. And if we can keep him happy and grow the player improve his attributes. But I'm excited now for Gvardiol, and I always was. I always said at the start of the season we're gonna see the best of him next season. We're starting to see it now, which is great. Great news. But yeah, Haaland back. I mean, he was back with that second half Forest performance, wasn't he? Because that was a real impact substitute appearance. The questions today were always going to be, right, you're starting the game today. What impact are you going to have? And you know why he's had impact? It's because Wolves have played out. They've come out. They've opened up. There's very few teams have opened up this season, and whenever they have, Haaland's bagged goals. Luton, Brighton, Haaland didn't play. But if he did play in that game, just think about the balls over the top against Brighton away a few weeks back. Kyle Walker was over the top 2 or 3 times from passes from Edison. The high line, it's just like when you come up against managers that are like Pep Guardiola. If Pep Guardiola was manager of Brighton or manager of Luton or manager of Wolves, he would do the same thing. So De Zerbi and Gary O'Neill will all get accused of playing the wrong way against Manchester City. But there is no point, if you're a manager, spending all season training to play in your tactics. You're trying to implement your tactics to play in a certain way, play football in a certain way. And the best way to do it is do it week in, week out, so the players get used to the rhythm, get used to their positional requests from their manager. And just to suddenly flip a switch because, right, lads, forget everything we've been training for the last 6 months. Forget that. We're playing City. Now, I know City are that sort of team, that we are an unbelievable team. But to suddenly flip a switch and go, right, fuck it, we're not doing the build-up play today. We're not playing out from the back. We're going to do a low block and we're going to lump it up to Danny Welbeck or to Mateus Cunha or Carlton Morris of Luton, you know, things like that. They're not going to do that. That's the way they play. Managers need to continue with the system that they have implemented. Do you think Pep Guardiola, when if he was manager of Luton and he faced City, that he would suddenly say, right, we're facing City today, we're going to go on the low block? Pep would never do a low block. He would stick to his guns. He would stick to the way he's playing. So I commend these managers that are doing it. But I think the average fan, I think the average person would say, well, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Because you are going to lose the game against City when you play like that. Wolves are not quite as aggressive as Brighton playing out, and they're not quite as aggressive as Luton either. They're trying to find that midway house, Wolves, in trying to defend but playing out from the back. And you can't really have a midway house against City. You need to either have a low block or go for it. And I could count the number of teams on my hand that could play out from the back and attack City and win and actually pose a threat. You know, Arsenal, Liverpool. I'm starting to run out of teams because I don't put Real Madrid in that bracket. They didn't even bother. No, they set up shop, and that's the thing. Even Real Madrid came and presented a low block. And I mean, some people would say Carlo Ancelotti did a number on City. You know, I doubt that Real Madrid ever get tactics. Normally, week in, week out, it's like, get ready to attack, lads, because we've got Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo and Jude Bellingham, so there's nothing to worry about. We just go forward and attack. Every team they play, they won't be thinking about a low block. But they came to the Etihad and they played a low block. So it depends on what your management style. I feel like Carlo Ancelotti's been around the block. His experience would have decided that. And it got them through at the end of the day. So it's hard to judge a manager one way or the other. But I personally believe in sticking to your principles. You know, if you start something, finish something. And I quite like the fact that De Zerbi played out from the back. And of course I'm going to like it because it helps City. But I mean, you know, it's difficult to switch it off and then switch it back on all of a sudden. But yeah, cheers, Ruben. Yeah, it's all right, innit? Don't know what the logo represents. I just like the name Oil Club, but some people find it familiar to something. I don't know. But double hat-trick, Ben, mate. I'd love that. But yeah, Kovacic has played well. De Bruyne, mate. That's a half to forget. Let's put it that way. A half to forget. A half we could easily forget. We probably will forget it because we're winning the game 3-0 and we're very likely to come away with all 3 points in this game now. So I think we can sit back and enjoy the second half. No silly mistakes. If we prevent Wolves from scoring an early goal, get to the 70th minute and we're still 3-0, there's no reason to panic. Just don't let them score early, you know, and that's it. No mistakes, and we can relax. And even if De Bruyne carries on playing as badly as he has done in this first half, we'll forget about it, you know, in a day or two. Maybe not tomorrow. But the day after that, we'll be thinking about, City won. Who cares? We won. But, yeah, I'd like to see a better performance from Kevin De Bruyne in this second half, absolutely. Bernardo Silva's been decent. I thought he's been decent. Foden's been decent. Good, really good Foden, actually. I'm quite impressed with him. He looks like he could be getting a goal today, the way he's been playing. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed to see De Bruyne's, you know, gesturing at Rodri. A bit disappointed in that. Shark, bye-bye Arsenal. I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry if I was Arsenal just yet, because they are still in this title race. They are still in this title race. 100%, mate. It's not bye-bye Arsenal yet, but yeah. I mean, if we go and beat Fulham, the pressure that they will have being 2 points behind, finally, on the same games played, because the fixture scheduling has been so kind to Arsenal, playing first all these games. And the one time they didn't play first was they went and played Villa and they lost. Liverpool also lost. The last time City had a lunchtime kickoff and got to sit back, relax, watch the rest of the weekend unfold, we won, and then Arsenal lost. And And they were at home to Villa, which are obviously Villa are a better side than United. But United on their day, you know they can do things. They have done things this season. They're in an FA Cup final for a start, and they've taken points off Liverpool numerous times, and they knocked Liverpool out of the FA Cup at Old Trafford in a 4-3 amazing game for the neutral at least. But you know United can do things. They can absolutely do things, and you're just praying they do those things on that day next Sunday against Arsenal. And can you imagine that wins us the league? Does it not? If Arsenal drop points, I don't know. No, we have to beat Spurs. If Arsenal drop points and we beat Fulham, then Arsenal drop points. If we can win the league at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, I'm pretty sure that's right. If my maths has served me well, which it very rarely does. So, we'll see. I'm pretty sure I'm right there. Correct. LPG. Thanks, mate. So, I'm not sure how I feel about winning the league at Tottenham, because they'll be celebrating with us. It'll be an absolute party atmosphere. Think about it. All those Spurs fans will just be going mental with City fans, won't they? They'll be going mental. And the whole ground will be going, City, City. Love it. Oh, that would be good. Arsenal are chokers, Shark. Yeah, I mean, if they drop points, they officially have choked at this point, because, yeah. But one thing I will say, they've taken us a lot closer than they did last year. They've made the right steps, Arsenal. But I said it last week, I think, but if you look at the fact that to show the gap has shrunk between Arsenal and Manchester City. One, you only need to look at the results of the two fixtures. 3, if you include the Community Shield. You look at the importance that they placed on Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus last season. You know, this season they've become bit part squad players, exactly like they were at City. Exactly like they were, which shows the standard of players that are now at Arsenal are better than they were last season, to the point where they're superstars, where they were lauding all over the idea of signing Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko to as like they're the players that could see Arsenal win the league. They didn't. But now those players, they've not turned their backs on them, but they've put them on the bench, you know, and rightly so, considering the Arsenal team that are ahead of them in the starting 11. And that's just an indication of the gap which has shrunk between the two teams. You add to the fact that they signed our set-piece coach, these little details, mate. The fact that Arsenal have scored, I think they're on 17 or 18 goals from corners, and I think that's just in the Premier League. I think over the course of the season, they've scored 20-plus goals. But if you stick it with the Premier League, if I remember rightly, I think they've got 16 or 17 goals from corners. The team in second, who I can't remember who it is, it might be Wolves actually, I can't remember, but the team in second is like 6 or 7 behind them. You know, the rest are all bunched up in second and third and fourth, close to each other, but Arsenal just flying away on that set-piece table. You know, you don't win the league by scoring more set pieces than anybody, but I mean, the role that it's played in Arsenal's title challenge is huge. You know, we saw they scored from the set piece. Did they score from a set piece today? Was it a corner? I can't remember. Can't remember off the top of my head. But they scored last week off a set piece. And Gabriel and Saliba have just been popping up with goals. And it doesn't look that clever. It's not like they've done anything like outrageous. Like the De Bruyne one to John Stones at Anfield earlier on this season. That was clever. That's proper clever. So it's not like we've been left with a mug of a set piece coach, because he formulated that. I don't know the guy's name. Our new set-piece coach, I can't remember his name. But, yeah, so City have not been left too much in the dark, but it's leaving City has gone to Arsenal has just shown what a good set-piece coach he is and the difference that it's made. I need to have a coughing fit. In fact, I need a wee. So I'm going to go and have a coughing fit and a wee, and I'll be back in 1 minute. Probably with my eyes, like, bleeding and, like, pouring with water. But I'll be back. Give us a sec. Second half's about to start, so I'll be quick. Not now, mate, no. Maybe the next one, okay? Do you want to say hi? Go on then, you say hi. You got all shy now. My lad was going to pop his head in and say hi, but he got shy. Oh, second half's underway. What the fuck am I doing? Right, let's get this on 46, and then I'll start the clock at 46. What a shit show of unprofessionalness. Right, 46. There we go. Right. Sorry, lads and lasses, that I missed the first minute of the second half. What a joke. Unprofessional as it gets. But yeah, my lad was going to come on the stream, which I'm not sure his mother would be too pleased about, to be honest. But yeah. Hey, some guy recognised me today. That was the first time I've had someone I've met a few subscribers. I met Kevin. Kevin's in the chat. There you are, Kevin. In fact, I've met Kevin, but that was organised. But I had my first ever subscriber just suddenly meet me today, and I was asking him for directions because I was trying to drop my lad off this morning at football. Well, take him to football to play football, and we went to the wrong venue. We went to the wrong pitch. So some guy was walking past in it, and he was walking his dog with a little city coat on. And I was like, he looks like a trustworthy bloke. He's got a city coat on, so he looks like he knows what he's talking about. And I went, excuse me, mate, do you know where this pitch is? The Winsford Academy it was. And he was like, you're on YouTube. Like that. I was like, yes, I am. I was like, no way. That's like the first time anyone's like recognised me out and about. But he was super nice, and he wanted to shake my hand, and it was really nice. He really enjoyed the Mark Goldbridge video, which was it's gone down well, that one, with City fans, understandably so. Oh, fuck me, Kovacic. Well played, Kovacic. I thought he'd lost the ball then, but pulls off a lovely 1-2, and away comes City. Rodri dinks one over to Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne's touch lets him down, and that second half has been a bit looking to continue like the first half there. If he takes that into his stride, it would have been an opportunity to get a shot away at least. Rodri. MTS. Member for 2 months, mate. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Yes, mate. Hope you're well, and the people watching. I'm really good, mate, and I hope you are too. Thank you very much for supporting Typical City for 2 months, mate. Really appreciate that. You're bigger than Goldbridge. Goldbridge never met any fans because he doesn't leave the basement. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure he's had plenty of people. I'm definitely not bigger than him. Do you know what? I've said it all along. I admire Mark Goldbridge. I admire what he's done. I hate everything he says about Manchester City. I hate that. It's just so wrong, everything he says. And it's clearly said with an agenda. But I do have a lot of admiration because you can't underestimate how difficult it is to get subscribers on YouTube. It's not easy, and he's made an absolute joke of it with like multiple like channels with million subscribers. So fair play to him, but he talks shit about City, doesn't he? Absolute drivel of the dribbliest kind. Gvardiol, City knocking it about, taking the sting out of Wolves' tail. They don't. That's a scorpion, isn't it? But the sting. I don't know what I'm talking about. Taking the sharpness out of their teeth. Rodri's got the ball here. He's broken to him. He's thinking about the shot. Phil Foden. Oh, and Jose Sarr had to outstretch that big right hand, and it was a really slow effort from Foden. Rodri ends up getting through on goal. A bit fortunately, it breaks to him. To be honest, he rides the tackle of Aït-Nouri. And he still keeps the ball, and then he lays it. He sort of like struggles to lay it on a plate for Foden. Foden's like sort of backtracking, and Foden does everything he can to get the shot on target. But because he's backtracking like that, he couldn't generate any power. But it was going in the bottom corner, and Jose Sarr has saved it. It's good to be back at the Etihad as well, isn't it? Feels like it's been an age since I've watched City play at the Etihad. Can't even imagine what that last day is going to be like. If it goes down to the last day, we're 2 points ahead. of Arsenal. Goal difference is too big. Do you know what I mean? There's like no way we're going to get back the goal difference, and therefore we have to win, knowing that Arsenal are most likely going to win. So horrible. But yeah, we can do it, Blues. We can do this. Is it Haaland? Haaland was brought down then. A couple of times he's been brought down now. One's resulted in a penalty, thankfully. Just having a look. That's it. Everton. I forgot who they were playing, Arsenal, for a minute. They're at home to Everton, aren't they? We all kick off at the same time as well, so... Oh, Ake's giving it away. Oh, and he's offside. Got away with that one. Linesman, quick as a flash. Boom, offside. But Nathan Ake, touch there, lets him down. Really poor. And because Ryan Aït-Nouri steps in, he passes it to Hwang. And if he just chases his own pass there, Aït-Nouri, and Hwang just leaves it, Aït-Nouri's in. But because Hwang touches it, he's offside. Got away with that one there. Nathan Ake, another little warning sign to Manchester City to stay sharp, stay focused, nothing silly. James, good to see you as well, James, mate. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, we need Haaland on a roll. Yeah, we do, mate. Absolutely. And he's on one now, really. 2 games. 4 goals. Ooh, Edison. Oh, he nearly got caught on that ball then. Get hold of this ball now. Wolves got it. Semedo's coming forward with it. Ball in. Edison flapping. And it's 1. They've scored. Edison, I said it in the last game. That guy's been flapping lately. He's come out and he's flapped at it. He's got a punch that. He's flapped at it and he's not done anything with it. He's got barely anything on it. And Hwang has put it in at the back post. And we are looking at a squeaky bum time second half now because of that mistake. Exactly what I said not to do. He was flapping at it in the last game against Forest, and he's flapped at this one and he gets nothing anywhere near enough on that ball. Diverts the cross at best, but it's still going all the way to the back post, and Hwang finishes it first time on the half volley, side foots it into an empty net that Edison has left gaping. I said Ortega should have started. I said Ortega's done absolutely nothing wrong, and Edison has shown in the last game in particular, long ball over the top from Foden. Haaland's in here. Haaland's looking to get it onto his left foot. Haaland has fucking buried it. He's fucking smashed it into that corner. 4-1. Edison, go and shake that hand of Erling Haaland and buy him a pint after this game, because we've got our 3-goal advantage back and it's 4 for Erling Haaland. Wow, Phil Foden assist. Haaland's getting him back, looking for goal difference, but the referee's looking at something here. What are we looking at here now? The referee was doing that. What? Not sure what about. Haaland, yeah, he's onside. Miles onside. It's 4-1. 4-1. Haaland gets a lucky touch in the movement. I love his celebration where he just walks like a bit Eric Cantona-esque without the collar. What a finish that was from Erling Haaland, by the way, and it is 4-1. Let's pop that on the scoreboard. That's a massive goal, that is. Edison, mate, I'm annoyed. I'm still annoyed, really annoyed, because the problem isn't just this game now. Right, great. We looks like we're going to win the game again now, thankfully. The problem's the next game. Are you going to put Edison in goal again? Because I'm not trusting this guy at the minute. I love him. I love Edison. I'm a massive fan. It's taken a long time for me to want Ortega to come in between the sticks. But he got his opportunity. Edison was injured. And for me, he deserves to stay in the goal. Because I know why Pep's picking him. I know why. It's because of his distribution. And in fairness to Edison, it was actually his pass from the build-up play that sent Foden away. I think he feeds it into Kovacic, and it was Edison. It was a brave pass from Edison. So there you go. That's probably why Pep... He would probably... Pep, if you showed Pep the mistake from Edison flapping at it, he'll immediately point you to the pass. A minute later from Edison, that he breaks the lines, and I think it was Kovacic he passed it to, who gets it further upfield to Foden. And it might have been straight to Foden, actually. And De Bruyne is giving it away again. So credit to Edison for the pass, but I don't care. The problem is we've conceded a goal from a goalkeeping mistake. You know, we should have conceded a goal from twice against Forest. You know, and he put it over the bar. Was it Murillo at the back post for Forest? Kovacic has lost his head there, having a right go at Craig Dawson. Kevin's getting greedy, wants 2 more. 3-goal advantage, so we're back to 7 now, aren't we? Get 2 more, get it back to 5. Then play Fulham. Go and beat them. 3 or 4-0. We are then on the same games as well, so... Woo. I can't do that voice. That was a real stinger, that was. Alex T's watching from Silver Spring. Where's that, mate? Sounds like America. I'm going to guess America, but whereabouts, mate? Thanks for tuning in, Alex. Appreciate that. JRX Classic Eddie. The thing with that, though, mate, I agree the pass, but he's normally quite assured with his... it's a free kick to Wolves, by the way. It's in a dangerous area. It's over everybody, and it's a goal kick. He's normally quite assured with his handling. He's never been noticeable, but that's the first half against Forest. He went off injured. I mean, the guy's like superhuman, isn't he? He's back. I thought, and Pep, I'm pretty sure Pep said it's like really bad, and Edison was like, "No, mate, I just need to attach a new piece of metal to the robot frame that is my body, and we'll be fine. I just need to squeak a bit of oil on it, and I'll be fine." De Bruyne keeps the ball well, really good from De Bruyne. Hold up play, free kick, wins it. William with the super chat, thanks very much. Most annoying fan base in your opinion? Do you know, I don't like them, but I actually don't think the United fans are annoying. I don't think that at all. I actually think they're a reasonable... They can be a bit twatty. Haaland! Over the bar, deflected. He's looking for goal number 5, man. Mullet says Arsenal. I am leaning towards Arsenal. But I actually think Liverpool are the worst sets of... most annoying. I think Liverpool. To be honest. Arsenal are entertaining. They're annoying because of how up and down they are. They're so, like, flippant, aren't they? Like, really quick to change their minds. Like, lovely ball. Ake's in. He's going to dink it. Oh, he's not. His cross has been cleared. And away come Wolves. They were saying, once the league became this setup with City with games in hand or 2 points behind, whatever way you want to look at it, once they lost to Villa, that was the game, they wrote the league off. Crazy. Ball in. Back post. It's Bueno. In the area. Bernardo Silva with a lovely... fucking hell, Bernardo. I thought he'd done some good defending there, trying to shepherd that ball out for a goal kick, but he nearly got caught on that there. Got to be careful there, Bernardo. De Bruyne brings the ball down from Rodri and lays it off to Phil Foden, and Foden sends Rodri, who's bursting down the right wing. Unfamiliar territory for Rodri, so he slows it down and sprays a left-footed pass out to Gvardiol. He's got Kovacic on the outside of him, and Gvardiol just ghosts past Aït-Nouri, and he lays in Erling Haaland, and it's saved over the bar. What a move that was from City. The build-up play, mate. The build-up play. But yeah, in answer to your question, William, Liverpool, because they're just always right, you know what I mean? And, like, that's... in their opinion, that's not fact. They're not always right. They're quite often wrong. But they do have a way of, like, they speak with authority, don't they, Scousers? And that's another thing. Just hearing them speak is half the problem. Yeah, it's mate. Like, what? What did you say? Ball in! Oh, it's cleared. It's just a lot of phlegm, innit? Back post, Rodri. God, fucking hell, boys. We could be scoring 5 or 6 here. Kanji. Oh, lovely. Gvardiol's shots over the bar. Needs to slow that down there, Josko. But, yeah, they just spit everywhere, don't they, the Scousers? Do you know what? I know plenty of Liverpudlians, and I used to work in Liverpool. And they are an all-right bunch. You just meet the odd twat, and when you meet one, they are the biggest twats of all twats. trust me, they can be so, like, I don't know, just venomous at times. And then, of course, they bricked our bus. So you want to talk about annoying? Like, they bricked our bus, man. I'm not forgiving that. I think that's awful. I think that's like one of the worst football fan things you do in the modern era. I know back in the day, the football fans were always at it, always at each other's throats and at each other's necks and trying to kill each other, weren't they? I mean, that's back in the day. In terms of modern day football, that sort of behaviour rarely happens in England nowadays because of the police presence. But the freedom that they got, first of all, by Liverpudlian police, to just smash the shit out of our bus and brick it to the point where every window was shattered. Like, what the fuck is that for behaviour? It's despicable, mate. It's disgraceful. So, yeah, Liverpool. That's my answer, William. Jan gifting a membership. You're a legend, Jan. And it's Jack who's got it. Another subscriber of mine who is a regular. Isa gets it earlier and Jack gets this one. Top stuff. Nice one, Jan. And enjoy the membership, Jack. That's great. Buzzing for you. Enjoy the Haaland emoji. Great name. Is that your name, Mullet? Mullet Daddy. Have you got a mullet? You could get a job on That's Football if you've got a mullet, mate. Because isn't that guy? I don't know his name, to be honest, but the guy Wolves are in here. Mark Goldbridge spoke to about the legal action. Ake deals with it well. He's got a lovely mullet. A lovely mullet. One that David Hasselhoff will be envious of. You've got a mullet? Nice. I do, mate. Be a rogue username if it was sat here with short back and sides. That's true. That is very true. You're talking to short back and sides Jonny, and it's Mullet Daddy in the chat. Coming back in then, aren't they? Clearly, mullets. I'm not sure I could rock one, to be honest. I've been short back and sides for a while. For a long time. I piss about with the top all the time. But welcome to Typical Hairdos. Subscribe to Typical Hairdos. Foden nearly got Haaland away there he's getting his 5th in this game, isn't he? How many Premier League players? He's got 5 in the Premier League already. No, he's not, has he? Because he's got one in the FA Cup. He got one in the Champions League. He's not got 5 in the Premier League, has he? And there's a very small list of people that have. Pretty sure Shearer is one of them. Who else? Tell me in the chat. Get on to Google, peeps. And let me know. Who else got 5 goals in one game in the Premier League? Because I'm sure there's 2 or 3 at least. Is Andy Cole? Pretty sure Andy Cole got 5 for United. Coogan, mate. Good to see you. Defoe. Did Defoe get 5? That's a mad one. I don't remember that. Was that for Spurs? Ake trying to find Kovacic there, but the ball was never really on. Is that it? Just Defoe? Harry Kane, maybe. Yeah. I'm not sure he has, though. Scoring 5 is unbelievable. I'm pretty sure no one's got 6. Who was it was saying double hat-trick before? You could be onto something there, mate. I am gutted. I don't want to over-egg it, you know what I mean? I don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill, do you know what I mean? But that Edison mistake has got to me a little bit. And it's not because we're going to be punished by it in this game, because we're likely going to come away with 3 points. I am just thinking about the next game now. It's like, do you want to take a risk and play him again? Like, because the game might not be 3-0 up when he makes his next mistake. Do you know what I mean? At 3-0... you make a mistake, it's like, okay, right, sorry lads, calm down, gather your thoughts. The fact that we go up the other end and make it 4 immediately is brilliant. Is absolutely brilliant. But Nathan Ake's been brought down here and it's a yellow card straight away as well. Let's have another look at that. Ooh, he's sort of accidentally landed on his right ankle. I don't think he meant to hurt him quite as much as he might have done there, but it's João Gomez getting the yellow card there. He's trying to shake the hand of Nathan Ake. He's sort of like, you know, when you're slide tackling, his outstretched leg didn't do the damage. It was his leg that he was planning on planting on the ground with his knee. And when his knee hits the ground, it actually lands on the side of Nathan Ake's ankle and twists it. But Ake's back on his feet. Yellow card for João Gomez. Can't do it when we need Ake, mate. Can't lose any sort of big player like that. Any injuries now is just going to be a problem. You know, we need every option possible. Do you think Walker's going to be here next year? I know a lot of people won't want him to be here, but do you think he'll be here next year? I know he signed the contract in the summer, but I think he might still be here next year, but he's going to play a smaller role than this. I think he might be a dressing room presence that comes on occasionally. Maybe we bring him on for certain games. But I don't think he'll be played quite as much next season. He may do, because the guy showed no signs of slowing down. Do you know what I mean? People are thinking about his age, and I'm one of them. I'm worried about his age because, you know, once Kyle Walker's speed is gone, which happens with age, a lot of his game's gone. Do you know what I mean? You know, it reminds me a little bit, not in terms of the play style, but if you look at Jamie Vardy, I know he's down in the Championship. It would be interesting to see if Jamie Vardy can come into the Premier League with Leicester next year and still be the focal point for Leicester, because his game was all about speed. Now that he's lost it, he's had to be a little bit cute and change his game and adapt. And he's still scoring goals, but it's at the Championship. Will he score goals in the Premier League? I'm not sure, because his speed is gone. Bernardo Silva, referee nearly gets in the way. Kovacic, though. Gvardiol. Ipswich as well. Congratulations to them. Looking forward to playing them. Whenever I think of Ipswich, I always think of United beating them 9-1. That's the first thing I think about when I think about Ipswich. Because I remember back in the day. Where's your boring football then, eh? Where's your, City United winning everything? They beat Ipswich 9-1, mate. You know, the unbelievable result. No one was complaining then. No one was saying it's unfair or they're dominating. Ball to Rodri. Tries to dink it, but it's going to be a corner, isn't it? No, he keeps it in. Rodri wants to get on with it. Get a fifth goal, please. Bernardo Silva. Walker. Rodri sprints back to get in an offside position before Walker passes it, but he doesn't pass it. But now Rodri does get the ball from Akanji. Ball all the way over the top to Josko. Brings it down beautifully. And Josko's ball in's a brilliant one. And Haaland was caught on his heels there. And he sends 2 thumbs up to Josko. And sort of an apology as well, because that ball from Josko was beautiful. What a ball that was. Right across the line of the 6-yard box. Delicious cross for a back post tap-in. Nathan Ake's coming off. Wise from Mr. Guardiola. Paparino. 303 watching. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you could drop a like, please do. Yeah, consider subscribing as well if you're new. It's John Stones coming on. Throat's going. Can't wait for this to piss off, this cough. It's the weirdest, man. The weirdest. Referees let a lot go, to be honest, in this game. He's let the game flow. I mean, anything gone wrong, really? I think maybe I could argue that a couple of Wolves players, before they got their first yellow card, they could have had a few others on yellow cards. I mean, Ryan Aitnore's foul on Gvardiol for the penalty. That's probably a yellow card, that. But other than that, he's had a good game. He's done nothing. Oh, I love that touch from Phil Foden, and he's away. Sprinting down the left side, he gets that ball across. And it's Erling. Oh, my God, what a goal that would have been. Erling Haaland with a bicycle kick that was just taken off the tip of his toe. And it's Bernardo Silva. And all the City players are fuming with him because he's tried to get a shot away. And Haaland's waiting for it. But Phil Foden's touch on the halfway line ghosts past Semedo. And he's away. Sprints down that left wing. And he crosses it quite early, to be honest. But the touch, let's have a look at that. The touch is beautiful from Phil Foden. It's delicious, mate. It's so good. And then he whips it, looking for Erling Haaland at the back post with a bit of an early cross. And it's Totti Gomez who just gets his blonde shaved head on it and just takes it off Erling Haaland, who's at the back post about to do this unbelievable acrobatic bicycle kick. And knowing Haaland, that would have probably, in the form that he's in this game, would have probably found the back of the net. But that little header saves Wolves from making it 5-1. And what a goal that would have been. Kind of similar technique to the one he scored against Southampton with Jack Grealish's cross last season. Hugo Bueno is off for Santiago Bueno. So, Kinder Bueno. Love Kinder Buenos. Love them. Bueno for Bueno. We do, Clara. Yeah. That wasn't Clara said that, sorry. Real said that. It was just Clara underneath it. Clara said that could have been 2 assists for Foden. Could have been. Could have been. But yeah, real flank. We do need 2 more goals. Would be nice. And there's every reason to think we're going to get them the way this game's going. Yeah, 100% Regis. He's got to get man of the match, Annie Harlan. You can't score 4 goals and not get man of the match. His hold-up play there was good, but Kilman pokes it out for a throw-in. He's back, isn't he? Right when we need him. Right when we need him. So yeah, good to see John Stones on the pitch. Akanji has pushed out to... No, he's not. I think Akanji's gone... What is he doing here? Need to have a look at it when he gets back. But Foden's trying to bring it forward here. Gets it out to Gvardiol. Gvardiol into Kovacic. Rodri takes it off him. Says, give it me, that's my ball. De Bruyne now, first time left foot cross, back post. Bernardo Silva now thinking about what to do. Great ball into Rodri, lays it off for Foden, and what a goal that would have been, but it's not. Oh, it's been blocked, and what a move. City are playing some lovely, lovely football. In an attacking sense, it's been sensational. Some of the football I've seen in this second half, it's been scintillating. So good. So good. The fast-paced movement, the difference in confidence that you can see from a couple of weeks ago now. They look like when they get that goal, they just start to purr, don't they, City? But you just want every game now, going forward, the Fulham game, the Spurs game, and the West Ham game, just score early. Ball in from Foden, cleared, just. Rodri's thinking about the shot, he lays it off for Kovacic! Oh, and it's saved. Back to Kovacic, and he's going away from goal now. I thought he was going to get on the end of his own rebound from the shot there, but that's a foul, isn't he? Pushing him off the ball there. Good bit of play from Gomez there, takes it off Kovacic and then bursts forward, and Josko brings him down. That's a foul. But yeah, quality, Steve, innit? It's quality. Yeah, me too, Regis. But yeah, we score first against Fulham, Spurs, West Ham. We're winning the league. I mean, we've not lost a game this season when we've scored first. We've not lost a game. So, got to score first. It's all about the first goal. Because the confidence... You saw Phil Foden's reaction. If you go and look at the penalty being awarded, when he blows and gives the penalty, Foden just goes, yes! And you can just see that the weight that's lifted off the player's shoulders once you get that cushion to sit back and enjoy the fact that you're in the lead. So important. And that's why I was pissed off with the Kai Havertz penalty award. You know, because for me, it's like, he won it. You know what I mean? It wasn't a stonewall penalty. It was a little bit naughty. Some people will call it clever. Some people will call it simulation. If he did it and he was in a City shirt and he was playing for City, I'd be like saying, yeah, clever. Well done for winning the penalty. That's what I'd be saying. But it's frustrating, you know, because it's like, it's really a bit sneaky, isn't it? Like, he just waited and dangled that leg and sort of flicked it out a little bit. To sort of, he more kicked him than the other way around. But penalty was given. And the fact that it was right on half-time as well. Right on the half-time whistle. Can you imagine if Arsenal went in 0-0? And they missed a load of chances as well. So they deserve to be in the lead, Arsenal, in that game. But if they went in 0-0 at half-time, that place would have been... Whoo, the Emirates would have been shaky. And not in a good way. Rodri. Foden. Foden deserves something from this game. He's got an assist, hasn't he? Pretty sure he's got an assist. I can't remember now. Ederson playing out from the back. Kovacic out to Akanji. Akanji gets caught on it. Cunha's taking it off him. And Gvardiol gets back and gets a foot in. And Kovacic nearly gets away with it as well and throw into City. Gvardiol's been great. Really enjoying this performance from Josko Gvardiol. Pep's not happy with something. I think he's having a go at Edison there. Doku's coming on. Núñez is coming on. MCFC, there's actually no way Spurs beat us, so Arsenal win the league. Last time we did that was it 2018-19 season? I can't remember, I've got the exact year right, but it was when we were challenging Liverpool. Oh, the Poznan's been rocked out. City fans are rocking the Poznan. We had to go to Goodison Park when we were challenging Liverpool for the title, and I remember the atmosphere. I went to the game. I went to Goodison Park. What a shit show that ground is, by the way. Goodison Park, mate. Yeah, you buy tickets at Goodison Park, by the way. For anyone who's never been, there's some tickets that you can buy that have like a pillar fee, which is like a pillar knocked off, you know, because there might be a big column sat in front of you, and you could buy a ticket that's like De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva dinks it back post. Haaland's underneath it, and he sort of heads it. And how does that end up on target? That was the weirdest header I've ever seen from Erling Haaland. He sort of just did this weird like flick. I don't know what that was. But yeah, if you go to Goodison Park, you can buy a ticket that's cheap because there is a column, a concrete column in your way. So you've got, it's just this in front of you. So you're just like doing that, watching the game. Same at Anfield, the roof, now they've fixed it now, but the Anfield, if you got at the back row at Anfield in the away end, the roof of the away end roof was like that. So you couldn't see the other half. You could only see this half of the pitch. So everyone used to like clamber down the stairs and like squash into the stairs and work their way down, which is totally unsafe and really dangerous. But, well, it's not dangerous, but it's not safe, is it? But yeah, the shit grounds, these old school football grounds that have got charm about them and nostalgia, but in reality, it's like, I want to see the game, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? Anyway, I remember going to Goodison Park needing to win, obviously, and the atmosphere was very much like Everton fans were like, come on City, we don't want Liverpool winning that league, come on City. And we could feel that same atmosphere at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We will probably feel it. And they took the lead as well, Everton did that day. I remember it was a Ross Barkley screamer into the top corner. Make it 1-0 Everton. And it's a nightmare scenario going 1-0 down in the title race. Having to turn it round. But we did, thanks to Edin Dzeko. Rhyming with Edin Dzeko, Gordon's Gecko has just become a typical City supporter, mate. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Ball in. It's going to be... Oh, they've missed it. They fluffed it. Wolves should have made that 4-2. Gordon's Gecko, appreciate that support, mate. Thank you very much for joining the typical City team. But ball in from Ryan Aitnori, who's now playing left wing back. Dinks it over. And he's fluffed it. Foden's coming off. Grealish is coming on as well. So it's Foden for Doku. I imagine Kevin De Bruyne for Núñez. And De Bruyne's walking off. His number's not been held up, but he must already know that it's going to be him. Doesn't look happy, De Bruyne. Very like, with the high five with Núñez, then just like... I mean, fair play. If you're annoyed with yourself, I get it. I'd be annoyed with myself having played like that. He didn't have a great game, Kevin De Bruyne. But not the end of the world. We won the game. Or looks like we're winning the game. So, yeah, and Bernardo Silva off for Jack Grealish and Doku off for Foden. And Núñez on for De Bruyne. I think Haaland's getting a fifth today. I feel like he might get it. There's 11 minutes to go. There's plenty of time for us to get more goals here. And we should be looking at getting that goal difference down. We've just equalled Arsenal today. So we've kept it the same as it was. As it stands right now when we woke up this morning. Ball down the line. What do you think about Grealish news as well? I nearly made a video about it, to be honest, going to Chelsea. But I just didn't have the time, unfortunately. But... I nearly made a video about it. I was going to talk about it because I do think there's an interesting debate there. Because I still think Grealish hasn't won over everybody. I feel like there's a very misunderstood player, Jack Grealish, and his role is misunderstood by a lot of people. You know, the control that he offers, the composure that he offers on the ball. I think some people prefer to see a player like Doku, because he is more easy on the eye, Doku, isn't he? You know, he's like more entertaining. He gets you on the edge of your seat. Jack Grealish isn't that sort of player, but there's no denying the role that he played in our treble-winning season. Ball over the top, little dink, and Edison comes out and collects it. And he played so well, and he scored some important goals. You can't forget the goal against Arsenal as well. That was finished. That made it 2-1, didn't it? I always remember Gundogan's awareness in that move at the Emirates to make it 2-1 last season. It was Haaland's pass to Gundogan, and Gundogan already knew with the ball down there, Grealish was behind him. He knew he was there. First time pass just gets it out to Grealish, and Grealish finishes it first time. Little bit of a deflection, but still. Khalid, mate, you're a legend, Khalid. Thank you, mate. Thank you, Jonny, you've said, but thank you, my friend. Your support's insane, mate. I love it. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate that. Super chat. Really, really generous, Khalid. And he's coming off Haaland. I was looking for his 5th. But 2 PKs for Haaland. And one lovely finish. I mean, the header was sensational as well. And then to put the cherry on the cake, that 4th goal was brilliant. Brilliantly taken as well. Anyway, thank you, Khalid. Top man. Cheers, mate. What is AED? It's I think it's Emirates, and it's not dollars, I don't think. Can't remember what it is. United Arab Emirates Durham is what it's known as. Mullet, who's asking? Nice one, Khalid. Long ball looking for Doku. So yeah, what do you think about Grealish? Would you sell him to Chelsea? And if so, how much for? Or would you say absolutely no way? Keep him all day long. Let us know your thoughts on that. Because I think a lot of City fans will have differing opinions on that. Depends on the fee, a lot of it, doesn't it, really? Gvardiol, good bit of defending on Semedo there, lovely. Gets it back to Edison, who pings it down the line. Alvarez came on, sneaked on. Where did he come on? Oh, yeah, for Haaland, of course. I was too busy looking at Haaland. They didn't actually show Alvarez coming on. I just saw him coming off, and I mustn't have missed it. Haaland's fuming, mate. He's fuming. He was just taking his straps off his shin pads and stuff, and he's like, fuck's sake, just throwing him down like that. I love that hunger. I love it. He just obviously wanted his 5th goal. He wanted more. He's never satisfied, is he? I'd hate to order a pizza with Erling Haaland, you know what I mean? You'd never get an even amount of slices. He would take 2 or 3 more than you. And it'd be a doner kebab pizza as well, isn't it? Because he's a big fan of doner kebab pizzas. I've recently, in the last year, I love doner kebab on pizza. I've only just discovered it myself, really, in the last year. And I thought I'd give it a go, and it's bloody brilliant. It's bloody brilliant. He needs another season. Do not sell Grealish, not a good idea, says James. Alvarez is in. Alvarez makes it 5. Get in, City. This is what I'm talking about. Sending a message to the Arsenal fans and to the Arsenal squad. Are you watching, Arsenal? Are you watching? See you next weekend. Have a good time at Old Trafford, because we're off to Craven Cottage. Oh, come on, Blues. We're playing first as well. Massive. 5-1. Love it. Playing out from the back. Wolves give the ball away. Rodri gets an assist. How much G&A has Rodri got this season? It's not his job either. Do you know what I mean? He's filled that void that Gundogan left behind almost, hasn't he? Because he's got that unbelievable job of having to be a defensive midfielder, whereas Gundogan's a number 8 and like often played in a number 10. But Rodri's been the anchor. That's a bad word. You can't say anchor and start not talking about financials in the Premier League. But he's been the anchor in Manchester City's midfield, hasn't he? But we've unleashed him so well at times. And when he's let loose and gone forward, he's got assists, he's got goals. Throughout the season, he's been doing it as well. Going all the way back to the start of the season with that massive goal against Sheffield United. They've conceded 100 goals this season, by the way. Sheffield United. 100 goals conceded. What a shower of shit that is. What a pitiful performance in the Premier League. 100 goals. Pretty sure Newcastle were like half of them, weren't they? Newcastle beat them like 8. Was it 8 Newcastle got? I can't remember now. And then 5. Sort of like 13 goals were from Newcastle or something like that. Unreal. 5-1. I'm buzzing for Alvarez as well because that's just like all of a sudden we've gone from both of our strikers being banged out of form, struggling, worryingly so, going into this last 5 or 6 games. Alvarez wasn't scoring, he was playing average. Haaland was really struggling and playing average. And then all of a sudden, in the space of a week, Alvarez gets his goal away at Brighton. He gets his goal today. Haaland comes on against Forest, gets his goal. And then he scores 4 today. So we've got 2 strikers now who have reached the form again and start doing things that we want them to do, to put it plainly, and it's buzzing. Aaron, good to see you, mate, as well. Great game today. Been at the Etihad. Have you been there, mate? Quality. I'm jealous, mate. I do miss going, I must admit. But did you enjoy it, Aaron? Hope you enjoyed it, mate. Dexter, demolition job today. I love the name Dexter, by the way. Big fan of the show. Such a good show, Dexter. I've watched it like 4 times, like all the way through. I bet you're sick of that. Anyone who says that, oh, have you seen Dexter? I bet you're sick of it. Doku, lovely footwork from Doku. It's Doku, a Doku, Enkada Doku. Oh, and he's saved it. Oh, lovely dribbling from Doku there, bursting from the halfway line. I thought we were going to see a Messi goal. Gets his shot away. That's Doku in a nutshell, really, that. The shot was just a bit limp. Do you know what I mean? Like, the shot just let down. That's Doku. He's not just the shot. The cross has always been a bit... He's got to work on his end product because the dribbling ability that he's got, if he continued to have end product, there's the cross comes in from Doku and no one there. But he beat the fullback. That's Doku. If he can get that end product refined, polished, you know... we're looking at a world-class player, bordering on unstoppable. It's like if you can cross a ball accurately with the dribbling ability of Doku and start finishing it and connecting with that ball sweeter, you know, he always seems to fluff his shot. He never seems to connect with it well. It always like trickles. I always felt Raheem Sterling was a similar player in that regard. He never seemed to like get any power behind the ball, Sterling, did he? He was always very limp with his shot. And Doku's kind of the same, but if he can work on it, because he's a kid, man, he's going to be working on it all summer, I'm hoping. Get that end product right, and he's unstoppable. But it's a very difficult aspect of the game, of running at the speed in which he runs at, the tempo that he plays at, to then cool your jets, relax all your muscles as you're about to take that shot away or get that cross in. It's one of the hardest things to do is go up and then calm. That's why Messi's the best in the world, because he would just explode into action. Messi, bang, 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 dribble, dribble, dribble. And then at the right moment, right in front of the goalkeeper or on the edge of the area, you just see his whole body just smooth and slow down and do the right thing and just pass it into the net. Do you know what I mean? Just because of that composure. There was never a rash, like snapping at it and just like bang, trying to hit it with power. Just calm. After all the franticness of the dribble that came before it. It's why these players are the best in the world. Why Messi's the best player in the world. And what I'm asking of Doku is a big ask. But he needs to try. He's got to work on it. Because too often the end product just isn't quite there. But the potential for Doku is scary. Kovacic, brilliant interception. He's had a great game again, Kovacic. Again, another thing I missed out in the preview was including him in the starting 11, and I've been saying it a while that he should be almost starting every game now. Kovacic, the way he's played. He came on against Forest, don't forget. Lovely from Kovacic. Look at that. What? Kovacic, love it. Gets the ball out to Doku. Doku's going to cross this into Nunes. And why are you trying to touch it there, Nunes? What a goal that would have been. Matheus Nunes he got caught in two minds. He thought about controlling it. He thought about hitting it first time. And instead he just touches it towards Jose Sarr, and he's got to just drill that. Kovacic, brilliant footwork on the halfway line, beats his man, drives right through the heart of Wolves' defence, sprays it out to the right-hand side to Doku. And he threw a channel, actually. It was a lovely ball, through ball to Doku. First time cross from Doku was brilliant. Great, on the money for Nunes to hit it first time. But Nunes sort of tries to control it, and it just comes off his foot and trickles to Jose Sarr there. And Nunes is another one that's huge potential, but he's of an age where we should be seeing the end product a little bit more frequently. You know, because I feel like he's had so many golden opportunities as substitute appearances, Nunes has. But again, a player that I think has got unbelievable potential. The dribbling power of Matheus Nunes is like, there was a turn that he did, I think it was against Brighton, when he came on as a sub. And there was this turn that he did in his own half, and he just drove about 60, 70 yards with the ball, and no one was near him. There was no Brighton player anywhere near him. So he's got the power, you know. I'd just like to see him work on that, because he's had scoring opportunities this season. Doku, touch was a bit shaky, but he keeps going with it. Doku turns away this time, goes back to Rodri. Rodri, lovely, lays it on to Doku. Doku out to Nunes. Nunes slows it down, looking for a cross. City looking for a sixth. Doku. Nunes again. Back to Doku. First time pass to Kyle Walker. 4 minutes of injury time. Halfway through injury time. Walker with a casual touch and just gets a touch on it to poke it back to Kovacic, and we keep the ball, but sloppy from Walker there. But he's been all right, Kyle Walker. Got a bit of stick for my grading of him against Forest. People thought he played a lot worse than I thought. Which is fair. I don't think he had a great game, and you might be right. I think I might have given him a touch too high, but I don't think he was that bad. But yeah, John Stones. Sanjeev with the super chat, thank you very much. Doku is edging personified. Cheers for the super chat, mate. Here he is again, the man of the hour. Doku crosses headed away, and it's a corner ball to City. Totti clears it. Nice one, Sanjeev. Appreciate that, mate. More goals. Come on, Manchester City. Doku makes me feel all sorts of things, Isa. What? Describe those feelings, Isa. Love? Passion? Confused sexual feelings? Is that what? No. Kovacic out to Grealish. Doku now. 9 seconds remaining. Can City make it 6? Doku thinks about the cross. The footwork of Doku is unbelievable. Gets it across. Oh, Nakanji nearly made it fucking 6. Unbelievable. I thought he was at the... What is Nakanji even doing there, by the way? I think that's the full-time whistle, isn't it? Is the whistle gone? Yep, whistle's gone. I thought it was going to be a corner and we had an opportunity for a 6th, but the referee has blown. Manchester City have not just got the 3 points, they've done it in style, mate. Done it with emphatic football. That was a genuine joy to watch that second half. The football that we played was sensational. So you're not just talking about, City getting the job done anymore. You're talking about a City side that have done it with a sense of quality and style and composure that is a dagger in the heart of any Arsenal. Anyone related to Arsenal in any way will have looked at that and gone, shit. Because that wasn't just getting the job done, mate. That was getting it done with style and finesse and quality. Brilliant. Brilliant. I mean, Erling Haaland as well was absolutely fantastic. I'm going to try and speak a little bit now because I'm not able to do a match reaction because it just fucks me. I end up with the worst pain in my throat ever. So I'll speak to you a little bit now about it. But sensational. I mean, I'm racking my brain. Kevin De Bruyne is really the only disappointing performance out of this game. that stood out in any way. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, his positional sense was really good, and he was posing a threat. He was consistently there in the right places, Kevin De Bruyne. It's just his touch was a little bit off. His range of passing was a little bit off. That's it. That's the only negative to come out of Ederson flapping at it. That's the other negative to come out of the thing. And that's a concern for me, and it bothers me that, because I'm wondering now, are we going to be playing Ederson? Because Ederson had nothing to do today. Nothing to do other than pick the ball out of the back of his own net, and it was his fault that we had to do that. So we could come up against a side that poses we will come up against a side that poses a bigger threat than Wolves have done. I mean, we did last week against Forest. They were problems in that first half. You know, their wing-backs were utilised really well in that first half. But Ortega comes on, and it's not Ortega's not the reason why we controlled the game in the second half against Forest. Kovacic is the reason why we controlled the game in the second half when he came on, and Erling Haaland getting that goal at a vital point in the game. But Ortega had a couple of moments that he had to deal with that filled me with confidence. There's been moments where Ortega's shot-stopping ability has been fantastic. There's never in doubt with his commanding of a penalty area, coming out and grabbing it, punching it, you know. And even his footwork, it was Clara who highlighted in the chat a week ago that I was buzzing off that Cruyff turn. I can't remember who it was against now. A couple of weeks ago, Ortega did a Cruyff turn, and it was a dodgy Rodri back pass. If you remember, Rodri was like awful back pass, a hospital ball to Ortega, but Ortega just waits for the ball and then just this lovely little Cruyff turn. So he's not bad with his feet, clearly. You know, his distribution isn't quite as precise as Ederson, and Ederson obviously was involved in the build-up play to make it 4-1 with that lovely ball from Foden. There's the Foden assist that I forgot about. And Haaland puts it away. The concern is that he was flapping against Luton. He's been flapping in this game. We cannot afford to have a goalkeeper that flaps in a situation in a title race, you know, for crosses coming in, you know. And if oppositions see these things, they in the Premier League level, I mean, at any level, really, a professional football team will do their homework and say, he's been flapping lately. Get one under the bar. If you get a corner, test him. Get that ball underneath Ederson and see if he can hold that ball and see if his confidence is quite as high as it should be. You know, because it's worrying that. And I don't want to go too hard on Ederson because he kind of rectified it by doing a lovely ball. I think it was to Kovacic. It might have been straight to Foden. But it was a brave pass. And that's never been in doubt with Ederson, his ability to distribute the ball. But I would argue at this stage of the season, a traditional goalkeeper is a little bit more important. Shot-stopping ability, you know, no silly errors. We can't have mistakes now. We need to be perfect at the back, you know, because that defensive solidity that we showed last season won us a treble. It's not quite been that solid this year, and it's what we got knocked out of the Champions League, not really through defensive problems because Real Madrid put a low block. But we could come away with a double still, but it's under threat when you make mistakes like that. It becomes a difficult task for the players in front of you if you're a goalkeeper and you start making mistakes. So anyway, enough banging about Ederson and nailed him to the wall a little bit there. There's no forgetting what that guy's done for this club, though, by the way. Ederson's been a sensational signing for Manchester City and will continue to be, no doubt, as well. But I would personally go for Ortega for the rest of the season. I personally would. That's my opinion anyway. Let me know what yours are in the comments below. But as for the rest of the team, fantastic. Barring Kevin De Bruyne, a little bit of a stinker. But yeah, brilliant. Everyone else, Kovacic, the footwork that he was doing in midfield, the composure he showed. Gvardiol was a real standout performer in that game. Foden as well. Haaland, obviously, with his 4 goals. And they were fantastic goals as well. The 2 that were outfield goals and open play goals outside of the 2 penalties. Yeah, fantastic from Erling Haaland. I mean, it's bringing a smile to my face just thinking about it. Akanji was solid. Ake with a couple of important moments defensively. Walker was a little bit okay, a little bit sloppy here and there, but wasn't really called upon very much. A quiet game for Walker. Didn't do anything catastrophically wrong. 1 bad touch there in the 90th minute. Other than that, and I mean, his speed got him back to rectify that situation. Bernardo Silva had a good first half. I thought he drifted a little bit in the second half. Didn't really have as quiet impact. There was a couple of moments where Bernardo Silva could have put a better cross in in that second half, he a couple of bad decisions, but I mean, he was good. Bernardo Silva, he certainly wasn't bad. First half was really good, I thought, from Bernardo Silva. Little decisions here and there, it could have been better, but nitpicking there, to be honest. Overall, brilliant. Absolutely buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. But we're still not top of the league. Do you know what I mean? But we can go top of the league by going to Craven Cottage and winning, and then we can sit back with more than 24 hours to go after that fixture, and then Arsenal head to Old Trafford, and the old neighbours can do us a favour. A massive favour it will be. I have my doubts. I feel this one's going to the wire, unfortunately, and that last day of the season's going to be grim. But we just do our job, and job done, you know. And there will be nothing sweeter for Manchester City to win this title, winning all those games, and it all, for me, they might look at the Villa game and say that's the Villa game. For me, if we win the league, having won all our games and Arsenal win the rest of the games, I will point that finger back to that fixture where Arsenal just weren't brave enough to come to the Etihad and give it a game. Try to win the game, not try to not lose the game. That was their approach. Do not lose the game. And if they go and win the league, it was the correct decision. And that's the thing about football, isn't it? If you win, you're right. If you lose, you were wrong. That's as basic as it can be. You know, and as much as we're pushing them all the way for the title, they will regret that game if they do not win that league, because they should have come to the Etihad, having already beaten us twice this season with the Community Shield penalty shootout, albeit, and then the 1-0 scabby little deflected goal in the whatever minute it was, like 80 plus minutes, with Martinelli at the Emirates earlier this season. Then you look at that game at the Etihad, and for me, that feels like a victory for football, attacking football, trying to win. It would see a victory for that style of football, because it's like, well done for coming to the Etihad and doing a low block, but what did it get you? You know, and if it wins them the league, I'll hold my hands up and go, it was a great decision. It was a great decision to do that, because, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? Like I said. But if they don't, I am going to go in hard on that fixture. I'm telling you right now, because that annoyed me at the time, seeing Arsenal. I was surprised how little bottle they showed in that game. But it's going to be an unbelievable season if City can go and get 4 in a row and make the rest of the world, bar Spurs and Manchester City fans, cry their hearts out that this league is becoming too boring for everyone to deal with. Go and watch another sport then, mate. If you don't like it, go and watch something else. But Russ, just before I'm shooting off, I haven't seen you in a while, Russ, mate, and it's good to see you as well. Hope you're good. And you've tuned into me as you're on your way out of the game. Not the first to do that as well, mate, because Aaron was in here earlier as well. But appreciate that super chat, mate. You're a legend. Just coming out of the game, Jonny lad. Happy with the result, but can't rely on the rags to do us a favour. No, you're 100% right, mate. 100%. We might as well let's just assume they're going to win, Arsenal against United, and then anything else is just like, I wouldn't go into that game with high hopes for being a City fan at least, or a United fan. I mean, will a United fan even want to win that game? I feel like most United fans will want to lose that game, because they don't want to see City win it again. I guarantee you there's a certain YouTuber that will definitely be switching his sides, no doubt, trying to remain classy to Manchester United, but I guarantee you he'll be, deep down, he will be wanting. Because I feel like, let's cut to the chase, I'm talking about Mark Goldbridge. I've said his name so many times on this channel now that I might as well just stop pretending I'm talking about some mysterious person. Mark fucking Goldbridge, that's who I'm talking about. I feel like he hates City more than he loves United. And I used to be like that. You know what I mean? When I was younger, when I was about 10, I used to hate United more than I loved City. And it was a much easier job back then, because we were so shit. We were so shit when I was 10. We were fucking dire when I was 10. So it's very easy to hate United more, because I used to go to school every day and get laughed at every day as one of 3 City fans, and one of 3, the only one that went to the games and the only one that gave a shit. The other 2 fucking hid. Now they're big City fans now. But I was there I used to wear my scarf every day at school, go to City when we lose to United 5-0. So my hatred for United was so big back then. He's like that now, isn't he? He hates City so much that I would argue that he will want Arsenal to beat them when they play each other on Sunday. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Anyway, 5-1. Buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Game on. I can't wait for the rest of the season now. This is going to be an unbelievable season. going forward. But again, Blues, thank you so much for tuning in to the stream. Really appreciate it. The chat's been fantastic, as it always has. And I'm sorry on my voice. By the time I get my voice back to full health, I fully intend to be making way more videos, more frequent videos, and match reactions as well after. I think it's just my throat's on fire, so I lingered for this to try and do a bit of a match reaction straight after the game. But my throat's just not good enough nowadays. It's pretty rubbish. But anyway, thank you everyone for joining in the chat. Take care, Blues, and we're going to win this. We're going to do it. Come on, Blues. Take care, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you later.